Three, two, one, and go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Far out. Here I am. I'm in my office, people. I'm in my other office. And I am on hotspot again. Verizon hotspot. I'm on a noise canceling
Say
Bluetooth.
a command.
Exit. Exit. Private chat. Can I get private chat? Ooh. Ooh, private chat. Ooh, private chat. Ooh, private chat. Edgar, the cop watcher. Well, hello, sir. How are you? It is so good to see you, Edgar, the cop watcher. I hope you've been well and the family has been well. Everyone has been well. Coming to you live from my secondary office. My third office. I have 3 offices. I have an actual office, which is an actual business office. I have a home office, which is an office in my home, and I have a mobile office. I'm in my mobile office. Hello, Downy Transparent Eye. Great to see you. I am very happy to see you. I hope that you are doing so well. It is very good to see you back out and about again. You were down for a little bit. You were in our prayers, Downy Transparent Eye. You took a little bit of a break. You've been back out again lately, and it's been very good to see you out there with ice. And I'm glad you're doing fine, Edgar. Showcase Audits in the house. Showcase Audits is going to stay for a bit and go on a magical mystery tour of my emotions, my anger, and my frustrations in this First Amendment auditing community, in air quotes, quote unquote, First Amendment auditing community. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so pissed off, because, what is the community? I remember once upon a time where, I had a little conversation with Freeman the other day, and Freeman, very disrespectfully, if I might say, called me sweetheart, very sarcastically and very sarcastically called me sweetheart in his chat. It was hurtful. It was hurtful when he addressed me as sweetheart. It was very it was so wooed. It was so wooed for him to call me sweetheart in his chat and be so dismissive of my opinion. I mean, he prides himself on people giving their opinion in his chat, and that's all I was doing, was just giving my opinion on what he was saying. And he very sarcastically called me addressed me as sweetheart, and that was very wooed. And I was very sad to see that happen, for him to do that to me. But the point that I'm trying to make is, he was talking about the Texas thing. Oh my God, now I'm going to start having Mike Webb. Good to see you. Well, that's true, Mike Webb. That is true. But I think sweetheart hurt more. Retard, I think I identify more with retard than I do with sweetheart. I think sweetheart would have been better, because I identify more with retard than I do with sweetheart. But he's a good guy. But come on, help me out with the break. Help me out with the. Oh, by the way, the truck is running. My mobile office is running, and I'm on a noise canceling mic. So I'm hoping and praying. I'm praying and I'm hoping that y'all don't have too many. Look what I did. I hoiked myself. My inverter went out, so I had to go and get graped at a truck stop and buy a new 3,000 watt inverter and throw it in the truck. And I guess it wasn't that bad. I only ended up paying about $60 more for it than I would have paid at Amazon. So I guess it wasn't that bad. I guess it didn't get graped that bad from a truck stop. But I had to throw a 3,000 watt inverter in the truck on the run on the side of the road, and well, that's good. It's good. It's good that we are that we are self-aware. I think it's good that we are self-aware. And I hoik myself. Actually, if I could tell you a little secret, I usually act like a big PUSSY, and because I get sympathy from my wife, and she pays attention to me. She feels sorry for me, And she's like, "Oh, you hurt yourself." And she gets out the hey 1, 2, 3 audits. She gets out the Neosporin and the Band-Aids, and she puts the Neosporin and puts the Band-Aid and then kisses my boo-boos. Twin, it is so good to see you, twin. We are like the yin and yang of twins. I was watching 22 Jump Street today, the yin and yang of twins, and I could not help but think of you, my twin Lawless. Yeah, she brings out the Neosporin and the Band-Aids, and she gives me a little kiss, and then she bring me a soda. She'll bring me a soda, and she'll ask me if I'm hungry, or sometimes, or maybe not. Yes, it just depends. But I get sympathy when I tell her, "Ow, I hurt myself," and then I try to pretend the yin and yang of twins. I try to pretend that it's a lot worse than it actually is. But anywho, truck drama. My 3,000, I had a 2,500 watt inverter in this truck, and it blew up on me. And you just can't function in a truck without a microwave. This is my 77 square foot condo. For those of you that don't know, it's my home away from home. It's my third office, my mobile office, and we just can't function in a mobile office without a microwave and a refrigerator. So that inverter is absolutely imperative, because we need to be able to cook, at least able to heat things up, make coffee and microwave food. And I actually had an awesome breakfast today. I had all microwaved in the truck, courtesy of my brand new 3,000 watt inverter. I had chicken fried steak, scrambled eggs, and bacon in the truck. I had all of those. I had that for breakfast this morning in the truck, thanks to my brand new 3,000 watt inverter. But if that wasn't bad enough, and that doesn't make you feel sorry for me enough, look at, my wife made me wear a hat. I don't wear hats. I'd never worn a hat. She made me wear a hat for this live stream. This is the first time you have ever seen me in a hat. No one has ever seen me in a hat. Actually, that's not true. I wear that gardening hat when I go outside all the time to keep the sun off my head. So I always, yeah, you can't. You can have generators on the truck. They're called APUs, and people put them on the trucks. But this truck has too many miles on it for me to invest in an APU. We could use gas generators on the truck, but they're really big, and you got to find a place to put them. Yeah, the trucks pretty much run. You just start up the truck and use the inverter. It's 3,000 watts. It runs a microwave and a refrigerator, and it's running the laptop. Right now, it's running the microwave that's running the refrigerator, and it's got all the laptops running, all of our spare batteries charging. It's got everything all powered up. But some people on a budget, they do throw generators and they bolt them down onto the catwalk behind the cab. And so there's a lot of people that do that are on a budget that run actually and go to Home Depot or buy a generator off of Amazon or eBay and strap it onto the catwalk there, and they actually do run a generator off of the truck. But for me, I find that the inverter is the most cost-effective way to power your accessories inside of the truck. But if that wasn't bad enough, I got a battery that is going bad in the truck. Now, I got a bank of 4 batteries. For those of you that never driven a big truck, I got a bank of 4 batteries, and one or more of them is obviously having an issue because the truck wouldn't start this morning. So I was showing 12.5 volts on the panel, but it would barely start to crank, but it wouldn't crank over. And so I'm really being lazy today, and I really wanted to go live today, and I only have a window of about 4 hours to go live. I've been wanting to go live for probably a week now, I would say. I've been wanting to go live. And the diesel motor, basically, what do you mean? Elaborate for me, Mr. Webb. You mean as far as charging, as far as the inverter? Elaborate for me. But anyways, I've been wanting to go live for a long time. I got about a four hour window today to go live, and so I did it. I did it. Here I am. I am live. For those of you that are watching me right now and you don't know, I am live right now, and I am live streaming from my mobile office somewhere. I don't know where. I'm somewhere. I'm in the state. I'm in South Dakota right now. I am hailing to you from the state of South Dakota. As a matter of fact, I hail. This live stream is being brought to you right now from Sioux Falls, South Dakota is where I hail from today. So I went to start the truck today and it wouldn't start. It would almost crank. Almost. Yeah, it does. But you need the inverter to convert the inverter to convert the DC to AC for the refrigerator and the microwave and the laptop and all of the other stuff that runs on AC. So we have a lot of our chargers that we run off of AC and not DC, just because we don't want to spend the money to buy the DC adapters or the DC chargers. It's just easier. Like, for example, the laptop runs off of AC. And I could buy a DC adapter for the laptop, but why? I have an inverter, 3,000 watt inverter. It takes the DC, the 14.5 volts coming off the truck generator, and it turns it into 120 volt AC. And we run the refrigerator and the microwave and all of the AC accessories off of that inverter. And 3,000 watts is enough to run the microwave and the refrigerator at the same time, maybe the coffee pot at the same time, although we've never tried it. Usually not too good to overload your electrical systems when you're out on the road. Brandon Mitchell, it is so good to see you here. But anywho, I had a battery issue, and I'm being lazy today. Now, normally what I would do is I'd get outside, I'd throw on my gloves, and I'd take the whole side panel off of the truck and open up the battery bank and take off the terminals and take off the batteries and try and get them tested one by one. But this place that I'm at, they want $70 to test the batteries. They want $150 just for one replacement battery. And I have a bank of 4, and you don't have to, but you really should replace all 4 at the same time, unless you're replacing them with the exact same brand and the exact same cold cranking apps and the exact same pretty much the exact same battery, unless you're putting the same battery in there. Yes, they do, Brandon Mitchell. They really do. And when we had a 1,800 watt inverter, we couldn't run the coffee pot and the microwave at the same time. But with a 3,000 watt inverter, you can run the coffee pot and the microwave and the refrigerator at the same time. We've done it before, but we try not to do it. We try to use either the microwave or the coffee pot, one or the other, just so that we don't overload the system, and we don't want to. It's too much of a pain in the butt and too expensive to change anything. But it's too expensive out here, and everybody just wants to. A hairdryer takes a lot of energy too, but the 3,000 watt inverter will run the 1,500 watt hairdryer with no problem, and I do use it to straighten out the tee. The super long goatee here, I do use it to straighten out the beard here. A hairdryer, and sometimes that's right. I used to have a hair straightener, but I don't like it, so sometimes I will use the hairdryer to blow out the beard hair to keep it straight. But back to the battery bank, since this is such a riveting conversation. Before I get into why I'm so pissed off today, and who pissed me off, that jerk off San Juaqueen. Now listen, if any of you F with San Juaqueen, it's good. I'm cool. I'm not asking anybody to hate on San Juaqueen, but he spoke on me. He called me. He called me out. He had some criticisms of me, and please allow me to retort. That's what I want to do. I would like to retort to San Juaqueen Valley STD, whatever the hell he is. Please allow me to retort and address some of the criticisms that he had of me. Thank you very much. And it's okay if you F with San Joaqueen. I don't mind. I ain't going to hate. You can. I'm still your friend if you F with San Joaqueen. It ain't no big deal. I still love you. I still love you long time. I will never stop loving you. I just need to listen. San Joaqueen, he's got over 200,000 subs. I don't even know, maybe 300,000 subs. I don't know how many he's got. He's got a lot of subs, and he's got a great big bully pulpit to run his mouth from. So when he starts running his mouth, talking out against me, I think, right or wrong, that I have every right to be able to respond and address some of the things that he said about me, which is what I intend to do on this live stream today. But first, back to the battery problem in the mobile office. So the panel was showing 12.5 volts, but it wasn't enough to crank over the truck. So I went over there. They wanted $70 to test the batteries. They wanted $149 for one battery, and I have a bank of 4. So, if you go in there, they're going to tell you, you need all 4 batteries. You need to replace all 4 at the same time. And, it's hit and miss. Sometimes you can get away with it, but other times, if you have batteries with different cold cranking apps and things like that, or you have a battery in different life cycle stages, the bad batteries can ruin the good battery. So you're just basically putting, bad money after good money, and throwing, trying to put a Band-Aid on the problem rather than fixing the problem. So I usually, as a general rule, only like to replace my batteries with the exact same brand and cold cranking apps, or replace all of the 4 in the battery bank at the same time. So I told them, all right, I'll just pay for a jump. Just give me a jump. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and they're right next door to me. I'm right next to the door to them. I'm literally in the same damn parking lot as they are. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm getting madder and madder and madder and more pissed off and more pissed off and more pissed off. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, self, yeah, you're giving these fools $70 to do literally, you're giving these fools $70 to walk 25 yards or drive 25 yards for 5 minutes of work. Because, all I got to do is pop the hood, and there's terminal. You don't even have to connect to the battery. The truck has 2 terminals to jump the truck. So all I do is pop the hood. They hook up the jumpers to the jumper terminals. I mean, you can literally do it in 60 seconds or less. Mr. Cloud Seed, you're not James Freeman, so it doesn't hurt as much from you as it does from him. It's kind of like, I had a lot of respect for the guy. I had a lot of respect for the guy, and it hurts a little bit more when somebody that you respect and somebody whose work that you like doesn't like you back and doesn't respect you back. So it doesn't hurt as much from you as it hurt from Freeman. And if I could be honest, it didn't really hurt as much from Freeman. And if I could kind of reiterate something that I've said probably about 1,000 times, it's never, ever, 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 ever take anything that I say seriously. Because even if I am serious, which 99.9% of the times I'm not, even if I am serious, I'll probably change my mind in about 30 minutes and no longer be serious about it. So don't take anything that I say seriously. That's why my show is called Sheep Show. It's not to be taken literally. It's a show. Higher Superstition, thank you for being here. And Mr. Cloudseed, thank you for being here. 2 new names that I haven't seen before, at least I haven't noted before. And I see a lot of names going by up on my channel. So I am sorry if you've been here before and I've missed you. But if you've never been here before or never commented before, I would just like to welcome you now and thank you for being here. But the battery bank issue. I know this is, I don't want to just gloss over the battery bank issue because I know this is riveting internet stuff. You guys want drama, I'm bringing you the battery bank drama. This is literally internet drama, the battery bank drama. So, I'm showing 12.5 volts. It's not enough. So I go over there and I'm sitting in the truck waiting for these people to come, and they're not coming. So I finally get pissed off. And I walk 25 yards over there, and I'm thinking, if I'm going to pay $70 for you to come over here and do 5 minutes of work, the least you could do is get your ass over here and not make me wait a fucking hour for you to come 25 feet to jump my damn frickin' truck. So I walk over there. I take a big giant chill pill. I'm very nice. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you watching. I'm being very nice. I walk in there and I say, hey, you know what? Can you cancel the jump for the truck? He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Can you cancel the jump for the truck? He's like, okay. So he canceled it. So I walk into the truck stop, and I knew, well, thank you both for being here and watching, and you're more than welcome to lurk in my channel anytime you want. So I walk into the truck stop, and I already know they're going to charge me double for a pair of jumper cables. And I need at minimum 4-gauge jumper cables, minimum. So I'm thinking, I can get them for $30 I can get them for $30 at a Walmart or, Harbor Freight or off Amazon. So I figure they're going to charge me double. So I walk into the truck stop. Sure enough, it's exactly double. They're $29.99 at Walmart. They're $59.99. That's double, right? I think. I only have a 9th grade education, people. I'm pretty sure that's double. You should probably know basic math. Well, you should know how to speak too. You should probably know basic mathematics in the 9th grade. But you need to factor in, I have a 9th grade education from Baldwin Park, California. We need to factor that point of fact into the fact that I only have a 9th grade education. I got it from Baldwin Park, California. So that's kind of a double negative there. But anyways, I'm just going to say, for argument's sake, that it was exactly double the price. It was $60 instead of $30. And but it was $5 off, so I thought, okay, great, it's $5 off. Okay, great, $5 off. So my plan was, I'm going to go in there, buy some jumper cables, come back out to the truck, and just kind of, I don't know, take my shirt off and kind of look sexy out there and see if somebody would come and, give me a jump. And lo and behold, as I'm coming out of the truck stop, I see this dude in a white pickup, or in a red pickup truck, and he's just kind of like hanging out, like close to the door, like too close to the door. Like, is this fool gonna rob this place or what? But he comes out to the truck, and I'm walking by his truck, and he's kind of eyeballing me, and I'm kind of eyeballing him, and kind of eyeballing each other. And so I keep on walking towards the truck, and I feel somebody behind me. I feel somebody like behind me, and I turn around, and it's this dude in the red truck, and he's like, I'm walking, and he's literally like, his bumper is literally like right on my ass, and I'm thinking, like, why is this guy on my ass? So I turn around, and he's probably thinking, dude, will you get your fat ass out of my way? He probably wants to go get around me, and I'm walking right in front of him. So I'm thinking, will you get off my ass? And he's thinking, will you get your fat ass out of my way so I can get on the road? But I turned around and I said, hey, bro, can you give me a jump? And he said, sure, no problem. He said, where's your truck? I said, it's right there. So he said, okay, cool. So he whipped on over here right next to my truck, and he opened up his hood. I ripped open the box of cables, threw them on the jumper. He threw them on his truck. I walked around to the driver's side and turned the key, and boom, truck started right up. So I tried to give him $20, and he said, no thanks, I'm good. I said, hey, you got a church or a family member you can give it to, or anybody you can bless with it, or any homeless shelters you want to give it to? He said, no. He said, that's my good deed for the day. You keep it. I don't want it. He said, you pay it forward. I said, okay, I'll do that. So, and then I had $47 worth of points. For those of you that don't know, when you fuel at these chain truck stops, you get points for fueling. I had $47 in points, so I used my points. So the cables only cost me $13 and change. I think $13.07. So I got cables for $13.07, and dude gave me a jump for free. But I owe whatever you want to call the universe, or I owe a good deed or someone somewhere $20. Come and get it. Come and get it. So I got to pay that money forward. It's $20 already spent. I'll figure out who to give it to. If Ice Cold Audits, hey, Ice Cold Audits, Ice Cold Audits, if you would email me at sheepshowmedia@gmail.com, I'd like to give it to you because Puggy needs some love, and I'd like for you to give it a Puggy. So if you will email me Ice Cold Audits at sheepshowmedia@gmail.com, I don't know why I can't talk today, and give me your contact info. I want to give you some a little something for a little Puggy, and I've reached out to you a couple of times, but I know that you're cool with me, so you're obviously not seeing it, but hopefully you get this message somehow. I don't have your contact info. If anybody has Ice Cold's contact, if you want to hit him up and tell him to get a hold of me, because I want to make sure that I want to kick him down a little something for Puggy. I've been wanting to. But so the cables only and hi Matthew the King, very good to see you here. The cables only ended up costing me $13 and change, and yeah. Now some of you might say coincidence, but I don't know if I've ever shared this with anybody before. But I'm a born again Christian. And I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything is the providence of God. And he does work in mysterious ways. And sometimes he does kick me in the nuts. And I'm like, God, why did you just kick me in the nuts? And he says, because I'm God and I do what I want. And I say, well, okay, then that really sucked. And he says, well, I'm sorry that really sucked. But I'm God and I do what I want. And what can I do? I just have to accept it. But more often than not, when he ain't kicking me in the nuts, he's really blessing my life in absolutely undescribable, miraculous ways. And so some of you may say coincidence, but I don't say coincidence. I say providence. And I thank him and praise him for it every single day. And if you don't, I want y'all to know that if you don't share my faith, you are welcome in my chat. I don't care if you are atheist. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Catholic. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Buddhist. I don't care if you absolutely loathe and have an absolute distrust and disgust for born-again Christians. You are welcome in my chat. But if you are a sold-out, boot-licking, cop-sucking loyalist to the throne, and you want to subvert my work holding government officials accountable, you can get lost. You can get bent. You can go get bent. You are not welcome here unless you're an ex-bootlicker. Then, of course, you're welcome here. And Breeze, very good to see you here. Thank you so much for being here, Breeze. Send it to me in Toronto. I will turn it into 25 American to Canadian. Well, you got it. 75%. Good to have you. Higher superstition. I think you're saying thank you, sheep, as far because of my comments on my take on yeah. Listen, religion and politics. I don't care about politics either, and this channel is apolitical because I don't expect anybody to agree on politics or religion. I think that they're very, very, very complicated issues, both politics and religion. And I think politics and religion are largely based on people's personal experiences in their lives, and I think that people come to their beliefs. Their beliefs get shaped over time, and usually by negative interactions with one side or the other, or with the group of people or the circle of people that they surround themselves with or that they grew up with. And they're very, very, very complicated issues. So I try to keep this channel apolitical. I also try not to preach to you, but I can't help it. And I've asked for your forgiveness, and I've apologized to you because this is not a church channel. I don't want to preach to you, but I can't help it. It oozes. It's kind of like it oozes out of my orifices. It's like this oozing out of my orifices. So I can't help but be preachy with you because it's in my blood. And I can't help it, but I try. Now on Sundays, I have a show called Sunday School, and yes, please, God, no more kicks in the nuts, please. But on Sunday, I have a show called Sunday School, and that's when I allow myself to get superty duperty, really, really preachy with you. And I warn you all, if the name of Jesus makes you break out into hives or cold sweats, get out now, because I'm going to say it. I'm going to be talking about Jesus, my faith in Jesus. But usually I just end up criticizing and bad-mouthing my brothers and sisters in Christ, my fellow Christians, who behave in oftentimes absolutely ridiculous, disgusting ways. Who, if I wasn't already a born-again Christian, I would, I see a lot of my brothers and sisters say, when they come out and they're acting deplorably, and they say, would you like to come into the church? And I want to say, do you go to this church? And when they say, yes, I do, I'd like to say, then hell no, I don't want to go into that church. I don't want to be within 100 yards of your ass, because they just behave so disgusting and so deplorably. So when I see people in the chat say, you're the reason I'll never have anything to do with organized religion, I agree with you 100%. And if I wasn't already a born-again Christian, if I wasn't a Jesus freak, if I wasn't saved by the grace of God, oh, see, there I go. I'm oozing again. If I wasn't already a sold-out Jesus freak, I wouldn't have nothing to do with them either. DOA's crusty butt. Now that's some oozing right there. That is some oozing that you don't want. That's an orifice that you do not want ooze from. I'm a holy roller, but I'm not really even a whole. Now, listen, I got a story. Let me tell you. I like to tell stories because I'm old. I'm gonna tell you something, people. My wife says that I'm that old guy that walks into the store, starts telling random stories to strangers. And you can see that the stranger is just dying to get away from me. They're just like, they've tuned out. They've gone somewhere else. They've left the building. They're no longer listening to me. And you can tell that they want to escape from me very badly. She says, you're that old guy. And I believe her. And I'm very easily distracted. And Skooma said holy roller. Now, I used to work at a record company. And there was a guy there, his name was Holy Roller Ralph. And Holy Roller Ralph, he was an on-fire Christian, just on fire for God. I mean, you couldn't put him out. You couldn't put him out if you dunked him in water. He was on fire for God. And one time he was like, Sheep Show, let's pray. And I was like, okay, let's pray. And he's like, not here. Let's go into the practice room and pray. And I was like, okay. So we went into the practice room to pray. And I was thinking, one time at band camp, But anyways, we went into the practice room, and he's like, grab my hands, Sheep Show. And I was like, okay. But I knew this guy. He was like Holy Roller Ralph. And Holy Roller Ralph was like on fire for God. So even though it was kind of creepy a little bit and kind of a little bit awkward, I trusted the guy. So he grabs my hand, and this guy starts praying. And man, this guy can pray. He can pray. And he starts praying, and I'm going to talk to you about an absolute supernatural experience that I had with this guy. An absolute out-of-this-world experience that I had with Holy Roller Ralph, okay? Now, hang on. This guy starts praying, and my fingers start tingling, because he's holding my hands, and my fingers start tingling. And then my fingers, you know how like when you sit on your legs too long, and your legs go to sleep, and they start tingling? Well, it was like that, but that kind of pain, that kind of tingling is a little bit painful and discomfort. This felt like when you get shocked on that refrigerator, or you get shocked by the electrical outlet, only there was no pain associated with it. I could feel the shock, but there was no pain. So it was a very strange sensation. When I went into the practice room alone with Holy Roller Ralph and he laid hold of me, it was a very, very strange sensation that I had never experienced before in my entire life. And I was a little bit freaked out by it. Now, I'm one of those Christians that likes to challenge people. I'm one of those ones, you ever see those faith healers where they go like this? Whoo, and everybody like falls down. Everybody falls down. Well, I'm one of those guys that wants to walk up to the front row just to see if it's real. And every time I've gone to one of those things, it's fake. It's fake. It's FAF, fake AF. I mean, they go shroom, and everybody around me is falling down, and I'm just standing there like this, like, what's going on? This is fake. This ain't real. That is absolutely correct, Shuma. But I'm like, this is fake. So I'm one of those Christians that likes to challenge what other Christians say and what the church is telling us. So when I was in there with Holy Roller Ralph and I was experiencing this newfound sensation, this some kind of an electrical, and it started in my fingers, and it started going all the way up my arms and in my shoulders, and it really felt like I was like getting electrocuted, but there was no sensation of pain. I mean, it was almost like it was almost like, I don't know, I just got to keep saying it. It was like getting electrocuted without any pain. Because I know what it's like we had a refrigerator in the garage that had a bad ground. And every time you would walk into the garage with no shoes on the concrete floor, and you'd go open that refrigerator, it shocked the shit out of you. And, you know, I grew up with that refrigerator. We never fixed it. We just got the sheet shocked out of us for my whole entire life. We never replaced that refrigerator or fixed it. It was just, and we would just walk out there with no shoes on, and just because we knew we would get shocked, and it'd be like, ah, shit. The refrigerator would shock us. Cali boy, good to see you. It was like that, getting shocked, but without the shit associated with it. Anyways, kind of funny. Some dude, one of the musicians walked in the practice room, and he saw us holding hands, and he was like, whoa, and he like starts to back out of the door, and Holy Roller Ralph was like, we're praying, stupid. And he's like, we're praying, stupid. He was like, okay. And he backs out of the door like Homer Simpson and shuts the door. But anyways, that whole story was just brought to you because Shuma typed Holy Roller in the chat and distracted me and brought back that story to me of Holy Roller Ralph. But never before that time or never since that time have I ever really felt some kind of a manifestation of faith like that ever before. This was a real an absolute physical manifestation of somebody's faith that I could actually sense, that I could actually feel. Right? Well, you know, DOA, I would agree with you because I'm a skeptic, but the way that it started out in my fingertips and went all the way up into my shoulders, you know, and just kind of grew. And grew in intensity and grew in as far up as it went, and it stopped when dude walked in the band room and interrupted Holy Roller Ralph in his prayer. So I don't know where it would have went if dude hadn't walked in and interrupted Holy Roller Ralph. I don't know. I'd like to think that it'd be like that movie Phenomenon, and I'd see that big bright light coming down, and I'd be really smart, and I'd no longer have a 9th grade education. I'd be a really smart person. I'd like to think that that's what actually happened. But I don't know. There's no way of knowing. But back to the battery bank. I'm done with that. I'm done with the battery bank story. I don't know how I still have 10 people in here. You 10 people, you crazy for. I want to thank you, Patricia Joy. Thank you for being in here. I'd love to have you here. Cali boy. Have I noticed Freeman's? No, I have not noticed Freeman in DOA or Jess's chat. That is absolutely, that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, the Phenomenon movie, Cali boy. That is absolutely. I have not noticed that, and that's kind of. I wonder why. I wonder why he's in DOA and Jess's chat. I mean, what do they have in common with Freeman? What does Freeman have in common with them? I really don't know. That's strange. But the movie Phenomena, one of my favorite movies. Oh my God. Look at the serendipity in this. Look at the serendipitousness in this, Cali boy. Oh, Cali boy, before I forget, I think that you were also, or maybe you were also, I very rarely go into what the hell is that asshole's name? Dodge Landisman's chat. And for weeks, I told Dodge Landisman that he had a fake sheep show and a fake sheep show live in his chat, and he told me he didn't give a shit. So, I actually texted him and I told him, hey, you got a fake sheep show in your chat, and now he's starting to interact with other people as me, and I saw somebody there saying, hey, he was starting to beef with people in his chat under my name, this fake sheep show. So I told Dodge, I was like, you need to get this fake sheep show out of your chat. And what I was going to do, if he didn't get rid of him, is I was just going to start reporting every time I saw that a-hole pop up in his chat. I was just going to start reporting him and reporting Dodge's channel, because it's against the terms of service to allow fakes, to allow imposters in your account, to knowingly allow that to occur. So, but I didn't want to be a little bish and report him. So I went to him first, and I told him, you need to get rid of that guy. And so the last time that he was in there, he checked the subs, and he had 0 subs, and he got rid of that dude. But anyways, I just want you to know, Cali boy, that if I've ever called you well, actually, Cali boy, I probably would have never called you anything, because the fake sheep show was really mild mannered. He really never said anything outrageous. If I was a fake person and I wanted to troll, I would go in there and like start saying like, I'm gonna cut your throat when I see you. Ha ha ha! Very funny, very funny. I'm gonna throw a Molotov cocktail in your window. Ha ha ha! Very funny, very funny. But this fake sheep show was very, very, very mild in the comments that they made, just more or less annoying. But no, the conversations that you've been having have been with a fake sheep show, not with me. And I'm pretty sure Dodge got rid of him. But if he comes back again, this is on Dodge, and I'm just going to start reporting him every time I see him. But yeah, he won't. I told him, make me a mod for 5 minutes so I can get rid of this guy, and he wouldn't do it. I told him, I'll pay you. I'll pay you. I don't know how much I said. I'll give you $5 or $20 or something if you make me a mod for 5 minutes, because we all know Dodge is a whore. And he said no. So and then, like I said, the first time he said he didn't give a rat's ass that he had a fake troll, a fake sheep show in his account. So but yeah, it looks like he finally took care of the problem. I don't like the fact. I don't care if there's fake, but I don't like the fact that he's interacting with you guys that I talk to, and that he's misrepresenting things that I would say. So yeah, I just wanted you to know that. Patricia Joy says, thanks for the story. There's nothing like a tangible presence of the Holy Spirit. God is good. Thanks for sharing. Patricia Joy, you are my sister, because only a sister in the Lord would know such a thing as that. So welcome, my sister in the Lord. I am so happy to have you here. But and just in case you don't know, Patricia Joy, listen, I don't say this to brag. Listen, I cross my heart, hope to die, stick a finger in my eye, because I don't want you to think that I'm a total complete heathen. I don't want you to think that I don't want you to think that I am one of those carnal Christians, because I'm really not a carnal Christian. So I just say this as a point of reference and for context. Just for context. I don't watch porn. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't steal. I don't beat my children. I don't beat my wife. I don't do I don't intentionally violate any laws. As a matter of fact, I go to great lengths to follow all laws. So I just want you to know, as a point of reference, that I'm not a complete heathen, but I have a stronghold in my life that I have never, ever been able to overcome thus far. I'm still a work in progress, and the stronghold in my life is I cuss like a drunken sailor. The F-bombs fly, and a lot of times 40 F-bombs will fly out of my mouth before I'll even realize that 40 F-bombs flew out of my mouth, and I'll say, wow, maybe I could have done better. But that's just fair warning. I have a real problem with profanity. Pray for me. I'm not done yet. He's still working on me. I'm still on the potter's wheel. He still has more work to do with me, and I am hoping and praying for another miracle in my life, and someday I will be profanity-free, God willing. God willing. SWE Observer, thank you so very much for being here. SWE Observer is a long-time supporter of Sheep Show, been with me from the beginning, through thick and through thin, through high and low, through ins and outs, through ups and downs. SWE Observer has been with me, and I cannot tell him how much I appreciate him or her. Also, Chisto, or thee or they, that's another thing that I get a criticism for. As a born-again Christian, if you are transgender and you want me to call you a she, or a he, or a they, or a may, or a z, or a zig, or a zag, I will call you whatever you want me to call you, and I have no problem with it. It doesn't cost me any money to call you what you want to be called. There's nothing in my Bible that says I have to be a prick, that I have to intentionally say things that offend you. Now, if you want to know what I gender, it ain't none of my damn business. And why would you want to know what I think anyways? Who cares what I think? It doesn't matter what I think. It's irrelevant. I think we ought to be nice to other people. That's what I think. And if we have friends and they want us to call them a she, and my good friend, there's some of my good friends in here that totally and completely disagree with me, and they will tell you right here live in the chat, if it's a he, I'm calling him a he. Okay, I ain't calling a he a she. And I know this is a hot potato topic, but I have a lot of friends that are transgender, and there is no way that I would want to intentionally and purposely offend them. There's no way that I would want to do that. So if I got a transgender friend, they want me to call him he, I'll call him a he. They want me to call him a she, I'll call him a she. It matters not to me. I'll call you a thee or a they. It matters not to me. I don't care. Look it. Ain't no holes in my hands. I didn't die for you. Ain't no holes in my hands. Ain't none of my business. I don't know why I went off onto that tangent, but I was just kind of I don't know. What was I doing there? Who knows? Maybe somebody needed to hear it. Maybe somebody needed to hear it. Him also bearded. I saw a transgender once walking. I saw a transgender. I don't know what. Listen, I don't know what his gender was, but I saw a transgender, and I'm going to say dude, because I don't know what pronouns he prefers. I saw a transgender dude walking through the truck stop in a mini skirt and high heels, with a full-on beard, looked like Duck Dynasty, wearing a mini skirt and high heels. And I was like, I don't know what to think. I can't make heads or tails out of that. I don't know. All I know is that person is free to be whoever they feel like being. That's all I know. But dude had high heels and a mini skirt and a beard, and a Duck Dynasty beard, walking through the truck stop. Ice cold. Hit me up. sheepshowmedia@gmail.com. Send me your number, brother. I wanna reach out to you. I want to talk about Puggy. I want to make sure you're doing okay, and I want you to have my number, bro, in case you need anything, so you can hit me up. I just want to make sure that you're good. So do it now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyways, let's get on to the part of the program about right there. Matthew the King threw it up there for you, Ice. Let's get on to the program. Also, I saw a squirrel, Oso, and I forgot to welcome you. Oso Chistoso, my IRL friend, my IRL buddy, my IRL online virtual buddy. Good to see you, Oso Chistoso. Good to have you in the chat. Oso is going to be getting Snow-So soon. Also will be getting Snow-So soon. Matthew the King, will you help me out, please? Or anybody in the chat with my brain fart. The audit in Texas where everybody got arrested. I know it. I talk about it all the time. The place, where Savaggio, everybody's been out there. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'll move on. I'll see it in the chat in a minute, and I'll go back to it. Anyways, these were times, all of these First Amendment auditors, and I get it. Freeman's like, what's a First Amendment auditor? You know what it is. Stop playing games in the chat, okay? You know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, I'll tell you what it is to me. To me, that is true. That is true, higher superstition. To me, a First Amendment auditor is somebody who exercises civil rights and then reports on or audits the government's response. Or we have a new phenomenon where it's not only the government that is actively fighting against us exercising our constitutional rights, but it is our fellow civilians who are now actively coming against us, trying to stop us and thwart our efforts to exercise our First Amendment rights. So First Amendment auditing has moved from only auditing government response to auditing our fellow civilian response to us exercising our First Amendment rights. Because keep in mind, I understand, intellectually speaking, that the Constitution protects us against government violations. The Constitution protects us. Thank you, Ice. Appreciate it. The Constitution protects us against civil rights violations from government. I intellectually understand that. But if these rights are inalienable and they were given to us by our Creator, these rights should not be taken from us from either government or anybody else, meaning our fellow citizens or our fellow civilians. A civilian doesn't have a right to take away or to thwart or to interfere with my constitutional rights. Even though the law is written and the case law is written in such a way that mostly protects us against constitutional rights violations from government. But as a viewpoint that I have, Joe Blow, John Doe citizen, has no more right to interfere with my constitutional rights than government does. And I have just as much of a right to audit and to report on Joe Blow, John Doe, Karen, Darren citizen, and how they're trying to interfere with the rights of others as I do with government. So to me, a First Amendment auditor is somebody who goes out there and exercises rights and then uses the First Amendment to report on his findings. How did government respond to someone exercising their First Amendment rights? And not only government, how did the populace respond to someone out there exercising their First Amendment rights? And in the state of California, because of the Bain Act, they have bridged that gap from not only La Rata with one T, the hardcore casual throwing out La Rata with one T. Welcome to the chat, and welcome Ice Cold, and welcome Ken. Appreciate you. And somebody said Leon, Matthew said Leon, thank you so much. Leon Valley is what I was trying to think of earlier. So there was an auditor in Leon Valley, and the chief of police started messing with that auditor and arrested the auditor. And there's been tons of videos done on Leon Valley. There's been tons of auditors that have done videos about Leon Valley and that have been out there ever since that debacle with Joe Savaggio in Leon Valley. And you just Google Leon Valley in YouTube, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up, and you could just watch. You could just watch to your heart's content. But the point that I am trying to make, and failing as usual, is that a boatload of First Amendment auditors went out there to protest the tomfoolery that occurred there. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, in my effort to combat my profuse profanity, I've been trying to make up words instead of real curse words. So instead of saying fucking tomfoolery, I say fuggin' tomfoolery. And that's just my own little effort to try and curb some of my profanity. So a whole boatload of auditors went out there to report and to protest that tomfoolery that went on in Leon Valley. And there's been many auditors that have been back since, long after the fact. Long after the fact, there's been many auditors that have been back and done follow-ups there. Hang on here, folks, while I partake in my drug of choice. One moment, please. While I partake in my drug of choice, I'm probably going to take 10 minutes off of my life, but it's better than falling asleep on you. Now, in the old days, truckers used to take whites, which was an amphetamine to keep them up, but I don't take any kind of illegal drugs. So it's 5-hour energy. It is. That's as illegal as I get, and it ought to be illegal because of what it does to the. Let's just say it doesn't do the body good, as far as I know. So a whole bunch of auditors went out there to protest, and that's when they all got arrested. Freeman got arrested out there. Bow got arrested out there. Even High Desert Community Watch, who lives in the same city that I live in, even he went out there to Texas to protest that tomfoolery that went on. Flock as a substitute. Well, that's it. Get the flock out of here. I'll forget. But what I do say is let's make like a sheep herder and get the flock out of here. I say that one quite a bit. Or let's make like a tree and leaf. You can have that one also. Let's make like a sheep herder and get the flock out of here. You can have that one for free of charge from me to you. Anybody in my chat. There's 17 of you in here. Don't forget to hit that like, and you can take that one for free. The point I'm making is that once upon a time, we used to be unified. There actually was a community. There actually was a First Amendment auditing community. And there was some absolute unconstitutional tomfoolery that went on in Leon Valley, and the First Amendment auditing community from around the country responded. They responded to it. We, at one point, we had each other's backs. There was another one, and I don't remember the original auditor that did it, but it was a mass transit station in California. Let's make like a tree and get the flock out of here. That one hurts my brain. There was an audit at a mass transit station in California. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was in Long Beach, but that was a even bigger mass audit. And I remember watching that one, and that one was great. That was when one of the auditors had a holster on, and you know in California there's no such thing as open carry, but he had a holster on that was sticking out of the bottom of his shirt. Make like a baby and head out. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But he had a holster that was sticking out of the bottom of his shirt. And one of the cops picked up on it, and knowing that California doesn't have open carry, tried to hem him up and made him lift up his shirt. And dude had a sex toy in the pistol holster. Dude had a full-on pink sex toy in the pistol holder, and he actually drew it out. That was one of the best moments captured on video I had ever seen in my entire life. That cop, if I remember correctly, walked away. Now, that was truly the walk of shame that cop did. That was the absolute one of the best walk of shames I have ever seen in my entire life. I wish I had that video for you. I wish I was worth $1 and had that video for you that I could actually show you right now instead of just talking about it. But some of you may have seen that video and know exactly what I'm talking about. Do I ever know what I'm talking about? I don't know. But there was a time when we had each other's backs in this community. There was a time when an auditor would get jammed up and other auditors would come from all over the country to support them. Even in our own little small community look at the Florida, the East Coast auditors, the Southeast Coast auditors down in Florida. They all, for the most part, not 100%, but for the most part, they all had each other's backs down there. You didn't see them backstabbing and backbiting each other out there like we do here on the West Coast. Northeast, not so much. But down, considering, one of them got shanked. Oops. But down in Florida, for the most part, they all have each other's backs down there. And at one point on the West Coast in California, it was the same way. I mean, how many times have you seen a SoCal auditor get arrested and there's literally 15, 20 people waiting for him to get out? Even I went to PLA. PLA got falsely arrested, and it's always falsely arrested. PLA got falsely arrested by some LAPD pigs for shining a light on the ground. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. PLA got arrested by an LAPD pig for shining a flashlight on the ground. All right? And there was at least 10 or 15 of us out there waiting for him to get out in the morning. And we had that kind of camaraderie at one point in California. Now it just seems like the entire First Amendment auditing community, with all of the backstabbing and all of the backbiting, is just completely falling apart. And is that coincidence, or is that by design? Is it just a coincidence that we're falling apart, or is it by design? Now, I have jumped on that bandwagon, and I did it as a parody. I came on here, my very first I'm pissed off video, and I'm talking shit on everyone, was a parody. I said that I'm learning that the only way that people are making money and growing their channels is if they talk shit about other people. So I'm tired of being Mr. Nice Guy. I'm tired of trying to be the peacemaker. I'm tired of trying to draw the big circle. I want some subs too. I'd like to hit 10K subs. I want to get me some subs too. So let me join the club and let me start talking mad shit about Nasty Nathaniel. Now, let me tell you what I hate most about Nasty Nathaniel and his friend Matthew the King. The thing that I hate the most about Nasty Nathaniel and Matthew the King is nothing, because I love those guys. I don't hate anything about them. I love both of those guys. Welcome to the show, Nasty Nathaniel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Nasty Nathaniel, one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet or hope to meet in your entire life. Never a bad word to say about anybody. At least I've never heard it publicly. Maybe the guy goes off on tangents all the time, but I've never heard a bad word come out of his mouth about anybody, because he is an all-around, absolute great guy. Great guy. And if you're not subbed to Nasty Nathaniel or Matthew the King or Oso Chistoso, make sure that you go give them a sub. And feel free, guys, if you're mods in my chat, Feel free to throw up your own links if you want to. No judgment from me. No judgment from me. Feel free to throw up your own links. I'm all about helping you guys out with my limited resources that I have here. Feel free to throw up your own links and throw up each other's links. Link each other. Link each other. Link each other up, huh? Link each other. But and I can't see if any of you are mods here because I'm using the Restream chat and it doesn't show me who's modded and who's not. So and I'm too stupid to be able to figure it all out. So there we go. Matthew the King is a mod because I see the link there. I see the link there. But let's get on to San Joaqueen Valley STD. Now, I did another parody where I said, I'm talking shit on everyone because I want subs. I need clicks and views and clout, and I want subs, and I'm going to talk shit, shoot on everyone. And this was when I first started hearing about the Direct D and San Joaqueen beef. And so I started watching the beef. Now, I've never, ever really watched San Joaqueen's channel. I've been subbed to his channel, but I don't have the alerts on. So I never really watched any of his content. I tend not to watch people's content, people that just restream and do commentaries on other people's audits, not for any real particular reason other than I watch the auditors that I want to watch, like Nasty Nathaniel and Matthew the King and Ice Cold Audits. I watch the auditor, and if I missed you, I probably watched you too, but I watch the auditors that I want to watch. So I really don't have an interest or the time to go into San Joaqueen's channel and watch him do commentary on another auditor that I probably wouldn't watch. So although I was subbed to his channel, I didn't have notifications on. Greetings, Kist78. Nice to have you here. I'm just wondering, it kissed, but oh no, seems like you're more of a biter than a kisser. But anyways, I did watch fairly regularly Direct D's content, and I did have notifications on for his channel. Solo, one of my original supporters. I am so happy and honored to have you in here. For the life of me, I don't know why you follow me, why you watch me, or what you see in me, but I cannot tell you how honored and how blessed I am to have long-time subscribers like you, Solo. It really is a true honor and a privilege, and all that I can do is hope and pray that I continue to bring you content that you are interested in. But I cannot express enough gratitude to you and those like you who have been with me since the beginning. I just want to thank you and recognize you and honor you for being such a loyal supporter and subscriber. Thank you so much. So I started watching that beef, and I started listening to both sides. And I heard San Joaqueen's side, and I heard Double D's side. And then Double D, he brought out the receipts. And I started watching Double D bring out receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. And there really, as far as I was concerned, there was almost nothing that Direct D accused San Joaqueen of doing that he didn't have a documented receipt for. On the other hand, I can't say the same for San Joaqueen. San Joaqueen came out there and said, well, no, I didn't strike anybody else's channel, but this is the only reason that I did strike his channel. Well, it's one or the other. Either you never struck another auditor's channel or you did strike it, but these are your reasons for striking it. It can't be both. And that's the kind of hemming and hawing that I was seeing coming from San Joaqueen. He just kept making contradictory statements. He didn't bring any receipts. He didn't bring any receipts. So Ham Sandwich says San Joaqueen is a video thief. Welcome, Ham Sandwich. So I didn't see any receipts coming from San Joaqueen. All I saw was him trying to CYA. That's all I saw. So I, being me, commented. And all I said was, in a parody video that was meant to be sensational on purpose, that I'm sick of all of this stuff and I'm talking shit on everybody. I'm calling everybody out. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to put a little levity into the situation. I'm trying to bring a little bit of lightheartedness, as hard as that might be for some people to believe. But, well, they do, and that's one of the criticisms of San Joaqueen, is that, you know, he does make money off of other people's content. There are several of his videos that he has done commenting on other people's content that have over 1 million views, and he has made, you know, he has made $150 on those videos, and I'm throwing that out as kind of a really low number, as a low number. I'm not. He's made a lot of money on other people's content, and I don't even fault him for that. Because if you're doing commentary on another person's video, if it doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service, I'm not going to hate the grind. I'm not going to hate your hustle. I am not going to hate on your hustle if it doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service. Now, there are other, and in all fairness, I haven't watched a lot of San Joaqueen's content. So if he's just saying, hey, so-and-so went out there and did this video and got arrested, let's have a look at what happened, and then plays the whole fucking video and then ends it, he's a content thief, in my opinion, and that doesn't fall under the copyright exclusionary rules. But if he's out there actually adding commentary and content and perspective to the videos that he's playing, and he's actively engaged, like one of my other friends, Showcase Audits. If you watch Showcase Audits work, he is the textbook description of what adding content and copyright exclusion is all about. His content is fire. If you have not seen Showcase Audit and what he does, Showcase Audits and what he does, and the amount of work and effort and context that he adds to other people's videos and commentary, then you're really missing out on some great content creation and some great work. Showcase Audits. He is the gold standard of what it should be to take another person's video and to play that other person's video on your channel and add content and context to that video and opinion and commentary. He is the gold standard. Showcase Audits. But some of these dudes, they're just like, you know, Sheep Show got arrested in Victorville, and he was pretty, he didn't seem happy about it. Well, let's watch the video and see what happened. Then they play the whole damn video, and that's it. That's all. That's a video thief, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if San Joaqueen is doing that or not, because I don't really watch his content. I've never really watched any of his content. Never been interested. And I never really, listen, this is something that I'm going to say for the very first time publicly. I never really liked the guy. I didn't dislike him. I didn't have a reason to dislike him. But I never really liked him. I never enjoyed his content. He's not somebody like Nasty Nathaniel where I watch his content and I wait for his videos to come up so I can watch his content because I like the content that he's putting out. I like the creator. I like Nasty Nathaniel as a content creator. I like his viewpoint. I like his style. I like his content. I think I said that like 5 times. But I've never liked San Juaqueen's content, and I've never said that publicly until today. Ever. I never liked San Juaqueen, and I never said that publicly until today. And how long have I been aware of this guy's existence? I've been aware of this guy's existence since I started First Amendment auditing for about 3.5 years now. So Sam Sandwich is saying that he's not adding that much content. He's pretty much just mirroring the videos for monetary gain. For monetary gain. And yeah, that's a content thief, in my personal opinion. That's a content thief. So and Ham Sandwich, if you haven't checked out Showcase Audits, Matthew the King, scroll up just a couple of comments, and Matthew the King has his link there. I would definitely recommend you go check him out because that, like I said, that's the gold standard on how to comply with the copyright laws. So there's several negative things that I have to say about San Juaqueen that I've never said publicly. I think a lot of the stuff he says is factually incorrect. Yeah, I get it. He knows all of the 5 elements of the First Amendment. He can talk to you about all of the 5 elements of the First Amendment. But a lot of the stuff that he says is factually incorrect. And I certainly don't go to his channel to learn anything. I certainly don't go to his channel to get educated about anything. So there was nothing that San Juaqueen, as far as I'm concerned, ever had to offer me. But I never ever felt the need to criticize San Juaqueen publicly, or any other auditor for that matter. I hope I haven't. Maybe I have. And maybe I need to check myself and repent of that. But I never felt the need to publicly criticize San Juaqueen. It's like, I've said this before, and it's just a basic philosophy of mine. You know, a lady's pushing a stroller. She's all excited because she has a new baby. She's just happy and giddy because she has a new baby. And you look at that baby, and the lady says, "Isn't my baby so beautiful?" And you're thinking, that's the ugliest damn kid I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Well, you don't have to say it. You can think it, but you don't have to tell her. You don't have to say, "No, lady, you're blind as a fucking bat. That's the ugliest damn baby I've ever seen in my entire fucking life." It's not necessary to say it. You can think it, but it's not necessary to say it. And there's a lot of stuff that I think about a lot of these auditors where I don't think it's necessary to come out and say it, just so that we can avoid conflict and remain unified. Remain unified. But apparently, San Juaqueen is upset because I've spoken out publicly against him. One of the criticisms that I had of him was that I got 2 people in here. For those of you that don't know Katie Kidman is one of the most vulnerable people in our American society. She is a senior citizen short on resources. She's a senior citizen short on resources. She's one of the most vulnerable people in American society. And I watched her get railroaded through the criminal injustice system. And I couldn't just stay quiet. I did several videos about how she got railroaded through the criminal injustice system. And I showed up. I drove over 4 hours. It was over 5.5 hours in traffic to go support her at one of her court dates. I didn't know her from anybody. All I knew was she was a senior citizen short on resources, being victimized by the criminal injustice system, and that was enough for me to go to her defense. She wasn't somebody that I could go ride her nuts. She wasn't somebody with 400,000 subs and I'm like, I'm going to fly down there and ride her nuts. Maybe I'll get a shout out from her and I'll get a couple of subs. No, she was a victim. So I went out there and supported her. I have 2 people in my chat when I couldn't be there that were there supporting her. Matthew the King and Nasty Nathaniel were there supporting her. Not because she's rich, not because she's famous, but because she is a victim of the system. And like me, they felt compelled to help a vulnerable old lady getting victimized by the criminal injustice system. San Joaqueen has how many subs? Let me look that up right now. San Joaqueen has almost 600,000 subs. Almost 600,000 subs. And he couldn't be bothered to do jack shit for this woman. He couldn't be bothered to do a damn fucking thing to help this woman. He could have put pressure. Whether he changed anything or not, he at least could have called out the corrupt system. He could have done follow-up videos for her. He could have called on us, on his vast audience, to call and protest and say, we're with Katie. We support Katie Kidman. This is a malicious prosecution. Stop maliciously prosecuting. We could have put political pressure on the prosecutor and the judge. Whether or not it would have had any success or made any changes or not is not the point. The point is that we could have gone to bat for a vulnerable old woman. And he couldn't be bothered to do a fucking thing for her. And still, I was sore about that. I was sore about that. And I still didn't criticize him publicly. I never criticized that guy publicly until I learned and I was shown with receipts and I saw his weak-ass response that he was trying to strike smaller channels. He was trying to strike smaller channels. That's an agent provocateur. That's a saboteur in our midst. That's a traitor. That's a Benedict Arnold in our midst. And now he wants to go out there and make videos and say, gee, I don't understand what everybody's problems is with me. I don't understand why everybody hates on me. All I do is come out here and try to do my videos and I just I just try to do my thing, and I just keep on keeping on. I just keep on trucking. I just keep on carrying on, and I really don't know why everybody has beef with me. Everybody's got beef with you because you seem to me to be a fucking liar. That's what I think. I think you're a fucking liar and a fucking fake and a fucking fraud. How about that? How about that? Put it in the paper. Put it on the front page. Mark it on your calendar. I'm coming out against you. You don't care? I don't care. I'm coming out against you. Sheep Show v. San Joaqueen Valley Std. Sheep Show v. you. Bring it. Pull up. Come on the panel anytime you want. I'll throw up the link for you. Come on the panel. I'm coming out against you. San Joaqueen Valley Std, you fake, you liar, you fucking fraud. You agent provocateur, you saboteur, you Benedict fucking Arnold. How about that for speaking out? I told you I was pissed. I told you I was pissed. How about that? How about that for speaking out against another auditor? Now, I expect all of his little nut riders to come out and attack me. God only knows. I mean, for those of you that don't know, this channel, Sheep Show Live, less than 1 month ago was taken down. Was it you, San Joaqueen? Because it was right after I publicly criticized you. It was right after I publicly criticized you, San Joaqueen. Was it you? Did you take my channel down too, just like you took that other dude's channel down? Was it you? I don't know. Would you tell me if it was you? Could I believe you if you said no? I wouldn't believe you if you said no. As far as I know, it was you. Do I have proof? No, I don't have proof. Would it shock me if I found out it was you? No, it wouldn't shock me if I found out it was you. Nor would it shock me if I found out it was any of your nut riders. You got 699,000 nut riders, minus maybe 100,000 who are just there subbed just because they're subbed. I'm subbed, but I'm not a nut. I'm one of those 699,000, and I'm not a SJVT San Joaqueen Std nut rider. So I'm sure that there's a percentage of people that are subbed to you that ain't riding your nuts. But I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are subbed to you that are riding your nuts all the way home. This little piggy rode his nuts all the way to market. This little piggy rode his nuts all the way home. All the way on San Joaqueen's nuts. Oh, San Joaqueen, thank you for what you do for the First Amendment community. Oh, San Joaqueen, thank you for what you do for freedom. Oh, San Joaqueen, thank you for what you do for fighting for our rights. When you're not actively trying to destroy other channels, thank you for what you do. But I thought he was married. DOA, I thought he was married. Does he just call her his wife and he's not really married? Because I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that, DOA, because this is another thing that I've never said publicly about the guy. I have never certainly ever thought that he was one of the sharpest tools in the shed. As a matter of fact, wow. I have never thought that he was one of the sharpest tools in the shed, and I've always thought that his wife did a lot of the heavy thinking in that relationship. But it wouldn't shock me if his wife or girlfriend or person that he calls a wife wasn't a former cop, because, excuse me, I apologize, because somebody in that relationship has the brains, and it definitely ain't him. Somebody in that relationship has got the brains, and it definitely ain't him. Definitely ain't him. So, another public criticism there. This is the first time that I have ever um, actually gone into another tab on my laptop while I was live, and I'm curious to know when I get back from tabbing out. I'm curious to know whether or not my my stream time's out. So I should have pulled this up for you earlier, but I was so excited to go live. I was so excited to go live that I didn't actually pull up and bookmark where he started talking about me in his live stream. So I'm trying to find it now. So that I can play it for you. Please bear with me, folks. Please forgive the amateur hour. Crofty's in there. I love Crofty. So Crofty, if you're effing with San Joaqueen, I lose no respect for you. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So, did it time out for me, peeps? Did it time out on me? Did you get a spinning wheel or anything? Or could you still see me looking at the screen when I was over there? But, yeah, I see a lot of friends over there in his chat. And I certainly want to make this very clear. I do not expect anybody to feel the way about San Joaqueen Valley STD that I do. Thank you, Matthew the King. That's good to know. I've never on my home computer. I have triple monitors, so I do everything on separate screens, and I can actually see what I'm doing on the separate screens. But on my laptop, I have to tab out. Oso Chistoso. Oso Chistoso is saying San Joaqueen doesn't want to hug my tree. So when I was trying to save El Guapo's life, because El Guapo had a life-threatening medical condition, and if El Guapo didn't get emergency surgery, he could literally bleed out. And I love Crofty too, and I want to make that very clear. I am not asking anybody, and I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable befriending us both. There's plenty of room in this world for two people to have a disagreement with each other, and I would be a hypocrite if I expected anybody to feel any kind of a way about San Joaqueen based on my personal feelings or personal interaction with him, because I don't get involved in personal beefs. When you guys are beefing on the internet, I don't get involved. If I had a relationship with somebody before the beef started, I have a relationship with you after the beef started, with very limited exceptions. One of those limited exceptions is somebody called CPS on Cynthia to try and get her kids taken away from her. That's one of my very limited exceptions. Whoever called CPS on Cynthia's kids to try and get them taken away from their mother and put them into the dangerous jaws of CPS, I'm not cool with you anymore, ever. I don't know who did it. I don't have receipts. There are no receipts that I know of to know who did it. But whoever did that to Cynthia, I ain't cool with you anymore, ever. You ain't welcome on my channel. Don't come here anymore. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who did it. If you called CPS on Cynthia's kids, I ain't cool with you anymore. You ain't welcome on my channel. See your way out. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's not something that I condone. That's not something that I can accept. You don't call CPS on somebody to get their kids taken away because you have some stupid bullshit petty beef with them. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's like attacking civilians. That's like attacking somebody's family members because you got stupid beef with them. That's like going after somebody's mother because you got a beef with their kid. You don't do that. You don't attack innocent family members that have nothing to do with the content creator's views or opinions. You don't attack their family members. You don't do that. So you don't call CPS on somebody because of some dumbass, petty-ass beef that you have with them because of some shit talking on the internet. And whoever did it, I ain't cool with you no more, so see your way out of my channel. But with those limited exceptions, I don't get involved in personal beefs. Your beefs are your beefs. I got too much shit to do. I got too many pet peeves, too many people that I don't like of my own, and I put up with their shit to get involved in your shit, so I don't involve myself in petty internet beefs as a general rule. So if you want to F with San Joaqueen Valley STD and F with me too at the same time, more power to you. I welcome you here. You are welcome here. No hard feelings. If you want to disagree with me, no hard feelings. If you want to disagree with me and side with him, no hard feelings. No hard feelings. But what I would like to do, without further ado, is I would like to play you, just for context, what he said about me on his channel, and so that I can actually respond, if you don't mind. Please allow me, if you will, to retort. If you don't mind.
What's up, Katie Kidman? Good to see you.
And 1 second here. I want to make sure that I have the audio. Let me make sure that I have the audio turned on, because I'm a nub at this. I do have audio turned on. So he says, "What's up, Katie Kidman? How are you?" You can see Katie Kidman in the chat pop up.
Did you see your friend Cheap Show last night get arrested? What a joke, man. Yeah, guys, I don't think that's how you want to do your activism. You rear end a car, and then you fucking, when you're big old semi, you rear end the car, and then you're fucking rude to the medical and everybody else that comes out there. And then you demand a chair, and just, that shit was silly as hell, man.
So, because I have a very, very short attention span, and I've already forgotten everything this lame has said about me, please, please, please allow me to retort on what we have so far. So, first of all, he takes a cheap shot at me by calling me cheap show instead of sheep show. Then he says that was silly as shit. And then he tries to frame the conversation like I'm some kind of an irresponsible person, that I went out there and I rear-ended somebody. And then he's just, this is some lame, petty-ass shit. I mean, he can't even keep his thought process straight. He goes from, you rear-end somebody and your big-ass semi, and then you're rude to the fire department. You know, I don't know how to make sense of what he's trying to say. Let me just correct you on some shit here, San Joaqueen. Let me just give you some facts, since you're very short on facts. I have over 1 million safe driving miles, accident-free. That means that for over 10 years, I have driven this big-ass truck over 1 million miles without an accident-free. So your petty-ass attempts to try and make me look somehow as like I'm some kind of an irresponsible, crazy-ass fucking truck driver out there that's just fucking, a menace on the roadway. That's your first fucking failure, bro. That's your first fucking failure. Over 10 years and over 1 million safe driving accident-free miles. Stick that in your bong and smoke it. That's my first fucking point for you, you fucking loser. That's my first point. That's my first retort for you. Second, this jackass, this road raging, insurance scamming jackass that I fucking rear-ended, he passed me on the right shoulder. Now, I get it. You probably don't pay any of the bills in your house. You probably leave that very difficult and challenging task of paying bills to your wife or girlfriend or whatever she is to you. But if you did pay bills, you'd probably notice that your insurance is going up and up and up and up and up. It's a thing, San Joaqueen. You could actually Google it because it's a thing. Insurance companies are leaving the state of California faster than Republicans are leaving the state of California because of assholes that like to brake check people and commit insurance fraud. Just like the asshole that brake checked me, and then all of a sudden he wanted to get out of the car and fight me, but then all of a sudden, he had to go to the hospital in an ambulance. Now, he passed me on the right-hand shoulder and got in front of me. Listen, the reason that I have over 10 years and over 1 million safe driving miles is because I'm a responsible driver and I keep a safe distance between me and the car in front of me, because I know trucks don't stop on a dime. I know, because I have a fucking brain, that trucks take longer to stop than cars. And I know that you have to add reaction time into that stopping distance. But when somebody passes you on the right, cuts in front of you, and brake checks you, you don't have time to create the necessary distance. Because they've closed that gap by cutting in front of you. So you don't have the necessary stopping distance necessary to stop on time. So I get that you would like to portray me as some kind of out-of-control, speed racing, road racing truck driver, irresponsibly crashing, playing destruction derby out there on the roadways, but that's not the case. The fact is, I'm a very safe driver, and I have the record to prove it. And I think that 10 years and 1 million safe driving miles is a pretty damn good record to substantiate the fact that I'm a very safe fucking driver. So when somebody passes you on the right, slams on his brakes in front of you, likely to cash in on a big truck's insurance policy and commit insurance fraud, it doesn't say anything about me. So it's a nice try, but you fail. Second, that somehow I was rude. First of all, you're not allowed to be rude to the fire department. Where is it written that you can't be rude to firemen? Where is it written that an activist can't be rude to firemen? Number one. Number two, I don't think I was rude to them. Matter of fact, I think I thanked them for doing their job and for checking me out. What I didn't want to happen was I didn't want to get set up and get stuck with a $30,000, $40,000 hospital bill because they wanted to check my heart. That's what I didn't want to happen. So I was very cautious about allowing them to check me out, because I didn't want to get stuck with a $40,000 hospital bill for them to check out my heart. So if you want to say that that's being rude, well, I guess that's your definition of rude. But even if I was rude, which I don't think I was, and I certainly wasn't trying to be rude, it wasn't my intention to be rude to the fire department, but even if I was rude, so fucking what? Who fucking cares if I was rude? How fucking petty are you to call Sheep Show was rude to the fire department? So there you have it. If you're an auditor, you can't be rude to the fire department. Yes, you can. You can be as rude and obnoxious as you want. It's protected under the First Amendment. Should you be? I don't know. Depends on whether or not you have a beef with the fire department or not. I don't have a beef with the fire department, and I don't think I was rude to them. I was just trying to protect myself from getting stuck with a $40,000 bill. So, if I was rude to you, Victorville Fire Department, I apologize. I wasn't trying to be rude to you. It was not my intent to be rude to you. But if I was rude to you, sorry.
Cheap show. Why is Direct D trying to ruin your
I don't even remember what he said.
life? Cheap show. As hell, man. That shit was sillier. And then you're fucking rude to the semi car. How you want to do your act?
Tell us how to do.
What a joke, man.
What a joke.
Get arrested?
Tell us how to do my activism.
Officer safety is their only job. That's true too. That's true too. What's up, Katie Kidman? Good to see you. Did you see your friend Cheap Show last night get arrested?
Sounds happy I got arrested. Man. You're a joke.
Yeah, guys, I don't think that's how you want to do your activism. You rear end a car, and then you fucking, when you're big old semi, you rear end the car.
Rear end the car.
And then you're fucking rude to the medical and everybody else that comes out there. And then you demand a chair.
You demand a chair.
That shit was silly as hell, man.
All right. So the reason that I was demanding a chair was I was there. Are you listening, San Juaqueen? The reason I was demanding a chair was because I was there for probably 15, 20 minutes before I went live. And this jackass park ranger who witnessed the accident, he's being absolutely ridiculous, but I'm bootlicking because I know I got a warrant. And I know they're going to run me for a warrant. And I'm kind of hoping in the back of my head that because they're park rangers, they're not going to take me in on the warrant. So, and the only reason that the park rangers were there was because they witnessed the accident. So they were there and saw it happen. Otherwise, they would have nothing to do with it at all. But before I went live, this jackass is wanting to come into my truck to check the truck. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Now, normally, I would tell him, fuck who, kiss my ass, get out of my truck just like I do Border Patrol. When Border Patrol tries to climb on the truck, I tell them, get your ass off of my truck. Don't be climbing on my truck. Get your ass down. Oh, where are you coming from? None of your business. I'm a United States citizen. What are you hauling? None of your fucking business. I'm a United States citizen. Where are you going? None of your fucking business. I'm a United States citizen. Where are you coming from? None of your fucking business. I'm a United States citizen. And that's how I handle Border Patrol. I just keep telling them, refusing to answer their questions and telling them none of their business. I'm a United States citizen. But I had a warrant, and these were rangers. So, my bad. I was hoping that if I bootlicked enough, they would let me go and wouldn't make a big deal about it. But this jackass is like, oh, can I look inside of your truck? I'm like, look, Go ahead, look. I ain't got nothing. Okay, can you wait in the truck? All right, I'll wait in the truck. He comes back, knocks on the door. Can you come out of the truck? I go out of the truck. He says, can you stand at the back of the truck? I go stand at the back of the truck. He's like, oh, I don't want you looking at the guy. The guy wants to fight you. Can you go back in the truck? I go back in the truck. He comes back to the truck. Can you come out of the truck? Anybody else in the truck with you? Who else is in the... And this guy's being a total jackass. Then he tells me to come wait over... Well, there came a point where I got tired of his bullshit, and I was like, F this jackass. I'm tired of this guy's bullshit. Stand here, stand there, stand here, stand there, stand here, stand there, stand here, stand there. That's when I started asking for a chair. I'm like, you're going to make me come out of my truck and stand there? I need a chair. I'm disabled. I can't stand for long periods of time without pain. Matter of fact, I cannot stand or walk without pain. Now, if you got a problem with my disability, you can talk to my medical doctors. You can talk to the state of California. Matter of fact, here you go. Here you go. You got a problem with my disability, you can talk to my doctors, and you can talk to the state of California if you want to argue about my disability. But I cannot stand or walk without pain. And if that jackass wants me to fucking go stand out there, then he can get me a fucking chair. At least I'm going to ask for one. But you missed the part where he was being a total dookie head and giving me all kinds of random directives. And he finally wore me out and pissed me off. So I'm like, fine. You want me to stand here? You're going to detain me? Get me a damn chair. I'm disabled. If you got a problem with me wanting to sit down in order not to be in pain, that's too fucking bad. I want a fucking chair. I'm sorry if you don't understand what's happening, but maybe you should shut your fucking mouth until you get to know somebody and do understand what's happening. And then you won't end up coming off sounding like a dumb shit. There's no reason why I need to be standing out there in pain because that dumbass wants to fucking give me random directives. You're being detained because you were in an accident. Well, really, I'm detained? Now, his partner came out and said you're detained because you have an active warrant. All right, so I'm detained. Get me a fucking chair. You want to go sit on the back? No, I'm not going to go sit on the back of your truck. I got to walk down that hill. I have balance issues, and I'm not going to fall on my face walking down that hill. So, you want to carry me down the hill? You want to put me on a stretcher and roll me down the hill? That's fine, but I'm done playing your fucking games. You want me to go anywhere else? Take me there or leave me the fuck alone. So that's what that was all about.
Cheap show. Why is Direct D trying to ruin your life? I don't know. Because his ain't good or what? I don't know.
You don't know why Direct D's trying to ruin your life? You watched all the videos where he brought out all of the receipts of all of the bullshit you've been pulling. What do you mean you don't know? I think you do know. I think you're lying. All the receipts are on Direct D's channel, every single one of them. When you say you don't know why he's trying to ruin your life, and I don't think he's trying to ruin your life, I think he's just trying to call you out on all your bullshit. But all the receipts are there. Every single one of the receipts is there. And Oso said it right here. Oso and me, we both asked him point blank, did you try to take down another person's channel? And he never answered, but he answered it on one of his lives. Well, no, I never did, but yeah, I did, but this is why.
He ain't happy in his and shit.
Angry Vet's in his chat.
What
Katie
up,
Kidman,
Lincoln Square Leonidas? Hell yeah, good to see you, bro.
which is more than you did.
Hell
San
yeah, what's up,
Joaqueen.
Patriot Knight?
All right. So I'm going to make a couple of concessionary statements right now. The first statement that I want to make is that I'm making a big deal out of something that was relatively petty that he said. I agree with you. I agree. I'm making a big deal out of something that he said that was relatively petty. His criticisms of me were wrong. They were unfair. They were off point. But they were relatively petty. However, he has a real big fucking bully pulpit. He has almost 600,000 subscribers. So when he tries to paint me dishonestly with the misinformation and the disinformation that he's putting out on his channel, when he tries to paint me in that negative light, that affects me negatively, and he should have more self-control over his big mouth with a bully pulpit as big as his. He should be more responsible with the pulpit, with the influence that he has been given over this First Amendment auditing community. Calling me out on shit that I should never have been called out on the first place, it doesn't do any good for me or anybody else. It doesn't. It just further divides the community more than it already has been. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anything. And you're wrong. And when you have 600,000 subscribers, I don't know, here's a thought. Maybe you should have talked about why I had the warrant in the first place. Maybe you should have talked about the bullshit tyrannical arrest that I experienced in Santa Clarita when those pig LAPD cops refused to watch my video that showed that I did not commit the crime of battery. Maybe that's what your comments should have been about. If you're a First Amendment auditor, if you're a channel that supports or that fights against corruption, that fights against corrupt officials, maybe your story or your comment should have been about why I had the bullshit warrant in the first place. But no, you were upset because I commented that DirectD brought the receipts and you didn't. That I commented that you didn't help Katie Kidman when you could have. You were upset that I called you out on actual factual shit, and I'm not even telling the whole story. I'm not even telling some of the things that make you even look worse. But I think that somebody with a channel as big as yours, maybe you should have come out and said, you know, Sheep Show has a warrant because some bullshit pigs at LAPD were maliciously prosecuting him and didn't want to watch the video that showed that he's not guilty of the crime that this sick-ass individual, this sick-ass liar that popped out of a church, this sick-ass so-called Christian lied. Maybe that's what your story should have been about. How the trial hasn't even begun yet, and the system is already trying to start railroading me. How the trial hasn't even begun yet, and the system is already starting to try and railroad me through it. How I couldn't read the court date on the citation, how I tried to contact the court and there was no court appearance. How I had a completely reasonable and plausible explanation for missing my court date. How it could have happened to anyone. How the government has a responsibility to due process. How they violated my right to due process when they failed to adequately notify me of the date of my court appearance. It's not, the onus is not on me to try and track down my court date. The onus is on the government to properly notify me when I'm expected to be in court. That's called due process. And when they violate due process, it's unconstitutional. Maybe that's what your story should have been about, rather than Cheap Joe in his big ass truck rear-ended somebody and was rude to the fire department. Also, great point. Cops like to talk about officer safety, officer safety, officer safety. I am involved in one of the most dangerous jobs in America. Look it up. Google it. Google it. My job is one of the most dangerous jobs in the country. Rated far more dangerous than cops. Far more dangerous than police officers. One of the most dangerous jobs in the country. Not cops, it's my profession. And I've been out here, contrary to popular belief, busting my ass to support my family, to pay my bills, to be a productive member of society. And for 30 years, I had no police contact. I had not been in trouble with the law other than a seatbelt violation or a minor speeding violation. For 30 years, I never saw a pair of handcuffs. I never saw the inside of a jail cell. I lived my life as a productive member of society. Then all of a sudden, I start speaking out against government corruption and police misconduct, and bam, one arrest. Bam, another detention. Bam, another arrest. Bam, another detention. Bam, a warrant. For what? This is third world country shit, my friends. This ought not to be happening in America in 2024. It ought not to be happening in America at any time post-revolution, post-Declaration of Independence, post-signing of the Constitution. It should have never been happening in America, but it certainly shouldn't be happening in America in 2024. This is third world kangaroo Keystone Cop bullshit. And nobody should tolerate it. Especially some lame muffaga with 600,000 subs. Especially some lame ass bitch with 600,000 subs. You, I'm talking to you. You especially shouldn't tolerate it. You got a much louder voice than I do. You certainly have a much bigger platform than I do. You certainly have a much higher soapbox than I do. And you're going to celebrate? You're going to celebrate my misfortune and my misery because of some petty shit that I said about you that was called for, that was well-deserved, that was true, that was earned? Because the shit that you did that you shouldn't have done, all I did was speak the truth about you. I don't take it back. I don't take anything I said about you back. All I did was speak the truth about you. That's it. That's all. So, you do you, boo-boo. Your move. It's your move, bro. I just talked shit on you again. For the second time, I have publicly talked shit about you. It's your move. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Because you don't have an argument against me. You don't have an argument. You can't say the shit about me. There's nothing you can say about me. The best you got is that I was rude, and I wasn't even rude in my opinion. What, I didn't lay down some fucking daisies in front of them? Huh? I didn't say, thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am. I don't understand where you're coming off that I was rude to them. I don't think I was rude to them. I thanked them for checking me out. I explained to them why, what my concerns were, the concerns that I had. I never called any of them out of their name. I never yelled at any of them. I never made any rude or disparaging comments towards any of them that I remember. I explained clearly what my concerns were, why I did want to do something, why I didn't want to do something, so I don't know where you come off. Well, I do know where. You're a fucking liar. That's all you got is fucking lies about people. All you can do is tell fucking lies on people to try and make yourself look better. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. You criticized me to try and make yourself look better. That's it. That's it. You criticized me to try and make yourself look better. That's how you want to do your... Yeah, that is how I want to do my activism, bro. That's exactly how I want to do my activism. I want to hold government accountable. When cops fuck with me, I want to F with them right back. When cops are giving me a hard time, I want to give them a hard time right back. Yes, that's how I want to do my activism. And if I want to be fucking rude to the fire department because I may or may not have a personal issue with the fire department, then I'll be fucking rude to the fire department. That's exactly how I want to do my activism. Although, I don't think that I was rude. That's all I have to say about Direct D. Now I'm going to move on to an even more petty topic here. If you will just bear with me for one moment, please. Because I also didn't pull up this video. And I'm checking. What the hell happened? Oh. Operator error. Operator error, people. Operator error. Clash with Bell. That's another sumbitch. Clash with Bell. He doesn't like my content. I love Bell. I love Clash with Bell. And he don't even... Fucking Korean Jesus... Vietnamese Jesus don't even... I just saw that movie today. 22 Jump Street. Vietnamese Jesus... He don't even like my content. Breaks my heart. Breaks my fucking heart. That Vietnamese Jesus doesn't like my content. Bell's another hater. He's another sheep show hater. Don't like my damn content. What'd I ever do to that guy? Huh? What'd I ever do to Bao? But let's move on to another topic that's near and dear to my heart. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I hate that you have to screen, go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. Sister Teresa. I love Bao. Matter of fact, I stay up on a lot of the community. What's the word? I stay up on a lot of the community. I get most of my information through Bao's channels. That's how I know I'm 100% up to speed, and everything I say is 100% accurate, and I only spit facts because I get all of my internet news from Bao's channel. Matter of fact, I do have all alerts set for Bao's channel, so it breaks my heart. It breaks my fucking heart when Bao doesn't give me the positive affirmations that I require, that I need in order to feel good about myself. It breaks my fucking heart when Bao doesn't like my content. Yes, she blocked DOA from her channel, and she talks about it on this video. She blocked DOA on her channel because she says the DOA brings the trolls with him. DOA brings the drama with him, according to her. And she doesn't want the drama on her channel. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is Sister Teresa. Kat Chiatori. I really wish Vietnamese Jesus would love me. I do. I wish Vietnamese Jesus would love me. That's what I want in life, is for Vietnamese Jesus to love me. And it hurts when Vietnamese Jesus does not love me or give me positive affirmations. Cali Boy saying Freeman and NC Tyrant Hunter are in Jess's live now. Well, screw Sister Teresa. Let's go to a much more pressing. So, let me see.
Hey, DOA.
DOA's in there. Thanks for showing up at Magic Castle the other night.
Say that word for a donation. Oh my God.
Jessica Palmadessa.
You are so stupid. I swear
Listen,
to God.
I got no. Oh, and by the way, let me just make this disclaimer. The purpose of restreaming Jessica Palmadessa is for criticism and commentary on the content and her viewpoints that she is putting out. It's protected under the First Amendment, and it is not a violation of YouTube's terms of service. And I'll be criticizing and complimenting Jessica Palmadessa on her content and on her viewpoint, and also on some of the things that are going on in her chat. And that is the intent. Since I don't have a fancy little disclaimer page to put up, I just want to make it clear, since I don't have a fancy little disclaimer page, that is the purpose of restreaming Jessica Palmadessa in her chat. Now, I do not have a problem, and let me know in my chat if you're picking this up, if everything's working properly, because I'm actually tabbed out of my restream window and I'm looking at Jessica's chat. But
No, anyone about politics in here because it's annoying.
I have a personal
And
issue
nobody wants to hear about your
with
politics.
Jessica.
I can assure you.
From all I know is that she has never been rude or
Alright, sticky minivan.
disrespectful or nasty to me in any way, either when I have met her in person or that I'm aware of in her chat. And I think, in my personal, unsolicited, never to be humble opinion, the best thing that Jessica Palmadessa can do for herself is to get away from those SP fucking losers like DOA, like Streets, LA.
They got too many traffic lights on this road.
That she can do for herself and for her channel is to get away from those SP losers.
8 minutes. 7 minutes.
Audapalooza was open to everybody.
I just hope I got good service.
Well, Matthew the King, there's not only a term for that, but somebody once said that if you have a problem with everyone, the common denominator it may just be you, and you may just be the problem. So I don't have a problem with Jessica Palmadessa or anything that she does or anything that she says or anything that she stands for. It's not really content that I'm interested in watching. I mean, there's a million other channels with similar content that I could watch, other than Jessica Palmadessa. She does her thing.
These comments are crazy.
She has 96.5 thousand subscribers. I am one of them who enjoy her content, and I wish at this point nothing but the best for her. And the only thing that I have to say to Jessica Palmadessa is I wish you much success. I really would like to see you, because you're not, as far as I can tell, an ugly, mean-spirited, nasty human being like the like streets. You're not vindictive, backbiting, stabbing, like streets. So, I really would like to see you disassociate yourself from those two nasty assholes. I really don't know what you see in them, or what it is that you associate with two nasty people like that.
See, I say let's go Dodgers. I want the Dodgers to win only because I want to go to downtown LA tonight and watch them go crazy and stream it. So that's the only reason why I want
comments here from Freeman. Wait, let me go to all chat here. Let me go to live chat here. I don't see any comments from Freeman.
Cassie, it's okay if you gotta work. You're totally fine.
See any comments from James Freeman in her chat? I don't know if that before I started watching or not. She's not the topic. Thank you for that. It's probably because I'm on. What do you call that? It's on. I'm on hotspot. Probably because I'm on hotspot. It's why it's garbling. That's pretty much what I have to say about her. I don't have anything negative to say about her. Yeah, that's no problem. No problem, Cali boy. I don't have anything negative to say about her. But that is not the case with Sister Teresa. Now, for those of you that don't know who Sister Teresa is, Sister Teresa, is it still effed up? Still messed up? Well, shit. Let me keep going. Let me know if my audio is still messed up. Sister Teresa, because I'll end this right now. I will end it right now. Okay, so it's mine. So maybe it's my maybe it's my my Bluetooth microphone. Let me just look here. I got noise canceling and noise suppression on. Let me know. Let me know also if it's if it keeps up, if it keeps screwing up. And it could just be my noise canceling mic. I'm on a Bluetooth headset. I am on hotspot. So I got hotspot, I got Bluetooth headset, and I got both things running on all running through the laptop here. So it could just be my, it could be either one. It could be my Bluetooth headset or my internet connection on the hotspot. For those of you that don't know the background between me and Sister Teresa, the sidewalk saint of Big Blue, I know that I have pretty much a First Amendment, thank you, Oso. I know that I have a First Amendment auditing following. That's where most of my viewers come from, although I do have quite a bit now from the SP protesters, the content that I have been gathering on the SP protesters. But most of my following is from people that know me from DOS, welcome. People that know me from my First Amendment auditing. And Tori Magoo, who I call Sister Teresa, the anointed one who the SP cult protesters have anointed as sidewalk saint of Big Blue, she threatened to call the cops on me because she didn't like my words. And I don't like her. I think she's a fake. I think she's a fraud. I think that she has a lot of people fooled, that she's this nice old granny, that she's this sweet, kind-hearted, nice old granny. I ain't falling for it. I ain't buying it. I don't like her. I don't think that she's the nice old granny that she portrays herself to be. She was in Scientology for 30 fucking years. Green lighting people, fair gaming people in Scientology for 30 years. She says in this video that her job, one of her jobs in the Church of Scientology, was combating COS protesters, was fighting against SPs. That was one of her jobs. And she might have left the Church of Scientology, but she's still a Scientologist. Calling the cops on me outside of Big Blue because you don't like my words is a complete and total COS move. That's exactly what COS does to everybody. That's exactly what COS security does to everyone. That's exactly what that church does to anyone who says anything critical of the church. They call the police and try to get them arrested. And when I was there at Big Blue, she told Solomon Buffoon to tell the police that he was stressed out, that he had anxiety, and what were her words? To try and get him arrested. To try and get me arrested because they didn't like my words. That's COS 100%. She wanted to get me arrested at Big Blue. She called the cops on me at Big Blue in order to get me arrested. Now, it didn't go her way. The cops didn't arrest me, thank God. But it was a total COS move for her to try and get me arrested at Big Blue because she didn't like my words. So this video she did a couple of days ago. And in this video, she's basically saying that she's waited 24 years to get monetized. It's taken her 24 years to get monetized. And she's celebrating that she can now join the DOA grift. She can now join the SP cult grift and start grifting her viewers for money. Because she's a fraud. She might be out there sitting at Big Blue saying that she's against Scientology, But she's still a Scientologist, whether she wants to admit it or not. If not in name, she is a Scientologist indeed. She is a Scientologist indeed. You're welcome, DOS. I couldn't help it. I couldn't live with myself if I knew that I had the ability to help and I made a choice not to help save that dog. I wouldn't do it for every dog on the planet. I couldn't do it for every dog on the planet. But that particular dog that particular dog daddy's dog, I couldn't live with myself knowing that I stood by and allowed that dog to bleed out and die, knowing that there was a way that I could help that dog. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And I also went to go back up Matthew the King. I did, I think. Did I? Okay, I did. But this woman, Sister Teresa, the anointed sidewalk saint of Big Blue, she did an entire video celebrating the fact that she can now join the grift of the SP protesters and make money off of her account. But that's not the reason that I want to play her video and talk about what she said. Some of the things that she said are very revealing and very telling about who she really, the kind of person that she really is and still is. Shut up. Get to the point. Shut up. Get to the point. Good to see you. Yeah, get to the point. Shut up. Shut up and talk. Shut up and talk. Where's your popsicle at? She says rather than drag this out, she's just going to tell us, but she drags it out and don't tell us. Who is she, me? Who the hell is she, me? (2008). Took her 24 years to get monetized. Was YouTube even around 24 years ago? 2005? What's the math on that?
Say a command.
Exit. You might be pregnant with what you did with that lollipop. You could be pregnant. It's a possibility. Get to the point. So she's saying that
that day I went from 0 on YouTube to 10,000 subscribers. I mean, it was just like boom. And I asked them, I
Somebody
said, why
helped her.
me? And they
I
said,
don't know who
"Yours was
Anonymous
the only
is.
video we liked."
Somebody helped
There
her
weren't that many videos
get
up,
10,000
really, at that
subs
time.
overnight when she launched
But
her
they just
YouTube
put
channel.
it everywhere, all over the world, and I was like the most looked at, the most watched, the most spoken about. It was pretty incredible for 6 months.
That's
It
a
was
nice
really
bump.
wild.
10,000 subs.
But it was a big jump and a big start. So I started.
That's more
My
than you got me,
intention
San
originally,
Joaqueen.
when
You
I
only got me
escaped out in
1,000 subs.
2000, I was in Scientology for 30 years.
But what have you
I
done
woke
for
up
me
in
lately?
2000,
All
realized
right.
it was a
So
scam.
shut up. Listen, she's been in
Just decided
Scientology
I'd
for
leave.
30 years.
I wasn't going to speak out, and I even called Stacy Brooks, who was helping me, and I said, I'm not going to speak out. I'm not going to make videos. I'm not going to pick it. I'm just leaving under the radar. She said, that's fine. We're only doing for you what we wish someone had done for us when we left the Sea Org. I said, okay. So that was my plan. And Bob Mittens, who was a multimillionaire and had bought my ticket to get from here to Clearwater,
Somebody helped
said,
her to get out of
just get a
Scientology.
van and come to LAX. And
It took her
the
30
ticket will be
years.
there.
Better late than
I said,
never.
okay. I didn't know anything about electronic tickets back then. I'd never heard of them. And so anyway,
I would like to think that it would take me a lot less than 30 years to get out of a cult. But I don't know. I guess better late than never.
long story short, they canceled the van. I called, and by then I had spent about 2 or 3, maybe 4 years being sent out to handle the critics, people like you,
Give
and
a guapo a big
protesters that were
slappy kiss
outside
from me.
their churches, and mostly here in LA, Celebrity Center and the complex and stuff like that. And the people, thank you, Sophie, the people would always, scream facts at me and stuff like that about the bad things Scientology did. And I would just say, no, they don't. I really didn't.
That's called
think
denial.
they did.
You were in denial about everyone
being
trying to
little
warn you
truant
about
of my own,
Scientology.
Just doing
And
doing
trying to warn
Scientology,
you
being a
about these
mother, and
grifters that you're
I was in
associating
sales,
with.
and that was it. I didn't want to do anything more. Hi, Silva. So, anyway.
Come on.
I hate
Come
it when I
on.
get off on these little things. Now, what was I talking about?
You're talking about getting out of Scientology.
Believe that how they act determines
and how you're not monetized.
Okay. Here's the deal, 49ers for life. I'm not going to answer those questions until the end because I'm telling you something I want to tell you.
Come on, tell us.
The topic is my latest surprise in 24 years. So I want to tell you that. I don't want to get off onto telling you stuff.
You're
answering your
monetized.
questions. I'll answer them at the end, but after I tell you my surprise. So anyway, after I start my YouTube site, people start saying, please, you've helped so many people. Can we send you some money? But there was no way to send me money. And I didn't have a website, and I just didn't. So thank you, Sophie. Yeah. So I was basically educating people on why not to get into Scientology, how you could get out. I forgot to put
helping
people get out, helping
for
families
San
on
video
why
that
their
I
kids
played.
were
Here's
in.
the link for Tori's video that I'm playing right now.
Trying to educate people. And that's what my site still is. I don't want it to be, I don't want to get into any of the people fights. I was in that years ago because they were attacking me to death. And I spent probably years trying to fight that. And finally, Jesse Prince started teaching me, just saying, step away from the stove. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. And it's really the best.
Step away from the stove. She's saying she don't want to get involved in any of the drama. All she wants to do is spread the message that the Church of Scientology is a cult or a false religion or whatever her message is against the Church of Scientology, which I suspect she would say that it's not a religion, it's a cult. But yet, she single-handedly started a whole crapload of drama with me when she called the cops on me at Big Blue because she didn't like my words. And let me just talk about what Sister Teresa has done to me as a so-called ex-Scientologist. Well, let me see. Solomon Buffoon says that I'm a psychopath. says that I'm violent. Henry doxed me on Solomon Buffoon's channel. Let me see. Much of their chat has threatened to, people in their chat have threatened to come to my house and protest me at my house. Some of their supporters have doxed my business. Now, check this out. One of their supporters is doxing my business, as if owning a business is something that these homeless, jobless grifters, their supporters are doxing my business as if I should be ashamed that I own a business and that I am not a jobless, homeless grifter. Henry, what is wrong with that guy? What kind of a character flaw does that guy have? He supposedly has an engineering degree. He is a broke ass van dweller, the last that I heard. He is living in a van, jobless, homeless, just like the rest of them. He has no family. He has his friends are other homeless, jobless grifters, and their nut riders are doxing my businesses as if I should be ashamed that I own a business and support my family. I don't know. You guys, I don't know. That's just something that is, it just, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. I don't understand how, I can't, listen, I would love to be able to watch DOA's content. I would love it. I would love to be able to watch every video he puts out so that I could comment on every single thing, and I can't. I can't listen to him. That stupid, incessant, random giggling about everything. About everything that he talks about. Yeah, I started my van. And that spooge, I can't listen to the guy. I don't understand how he has a following and how people have not caught on to the fact that dude is a grifter, an admitted professional grifter.
Principle you can use on the internet, because if you step away from the stove, there's nothing people can do to you. If you keep fighting, it's just like, think of a fire almost burned out, and then somebody throws a dry log on it.
Yeah,
blows up.
Was
and now all
when
these
you
other
called
people go,
on me
well,
that
there's
night?
a fire. Let's throw our
Step
log
away from
on
the
it,
fire?
and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think the fire got bigger and bigger when you called the cops
And
on
they
me.
had paid people to write lies about me, so I was in it for a long, long time. But anyway, I finally thought, that's it. I'm done. I'm done fighting with people for good. And I also knew from working with OSA, that was one of their goals. They had 3 goals.
She's going to talk to you about the
The
goals.
first one was to distract off of any hot
And remember,
topics.
she was
The
one of the
Scientology
ones that they
didn't
put in
want
the position to carry
You know, if
these
L. Ron
goals.
Hubbard's a liar, they didn't want people to see that, so they'd start throwing on other stuff to distract off of that. The second one was divide and conquer, get each other fighting with each other. It didn't matter how, as long as they're fighting, they're not talking about Scientology, right? So there's 2, and 3 was just slime the area so people don't even want to go there anymore. And they're still working those 3 goals, really.
You
And
were
you can see
those
it.
3 goals.
And I just stay away from it.
No,
It's
you
like,
don't.
No, I'm
No,
not.
you don't.
I mean, there's
You were working those 3 goals when you were sitting on the sidewalk less than 6 months ago at Big Blue, putting your big fat nose in mine and Solomon Buffoon's business and calling the cops on me because you didn't like my words. You were still working those 3 goals. You were trying to distract me. You were trying to divide us. And you slimed the area with LAPD. You were working those 3 goals not more than 6 months ago when you were sitting on the sidewalk outside of Big Blue. You can say all you want that you're out of Scientology. You may have gotten out of the Church of Scientology, but the Church of Scientology is not out of you. How about that?
I definitely have things that I could say, but I know the end phenomena is just they're going to be pitching more logs on the fire. So I'm not going to do it. And I know
You are going to do it.
Like Sophie
And you do
is
do
a
it.
good person. Sophie is one of my moderators. She's wonderful, and I thank her for what she does. And I will not answer any communications about how she's ruining my YouTube site.
Listen,
She's
if you
not
mean what
ruining
you're
it. She's
saying,
kept it very sane.
then just
with-
like you
with love it. They
disassociated
both have
yourself
kept it
from
very
DOJ,
sane.
you should
And
disassociate
so
yourself
I guess
from
people who are
streets
insane
and
don't really
every
like that.
single, every
But
one of those
people that
other
are sane can see it for what
so-called
it is and go,
self-proclaimed
hey, I like it. I like coming to your site. It's good. There you go.
COS
So there you go. So
SP
that's the
cult
background
members.
on it.
Been
So it's
drama.
been dedicated to educating people basically about why not to get into Scientology, how to get out, abuse, traps, how to get free, and how to live a better. My site is dedicated to.
Oh,
And I thank each of you that comes on because it really
I
makes
thought
a
your
difference.
site was
It really
dedicated
does. I've said for
live,
years,
to live streaming,
every
you calling the
voice
cops on me,
matters.
trying to
And it
get me
really
arrested
does.
for
It's
free
like,
speech.
it doesn't, people think, well, I'm
I thought
not,
that's what your site was about. At least that's what your site was about on that
matter.
night.
Every voice matters. It really does.
Does my voice matter? Does my voice matter?
And Bernie J, you're asking me what's the latest drama between you and the other members of the protest community? I don't think I have one.
You shouldn't,
Not that
be
I know
associated
of. And
with
if
them.
somebody has
If
something
what you're
that they
saying
want
is
to tell me,
true,
they can write
and
me.
you don't want
Or
any
call
drama, you should
and let me
completely
know, but I'm
disassociate
not,
yourself
there's
with
nothing that I
all
know
of them.
that I have some secret drama that I know about. We don't really do drama here, like Love had said. Yeah, it's just not part of this gig. If you want to do drama, there's other places where you can definitely go and get into all
Like on the
kinds of stuff,
sidewalk
but not
outside of
here.
Big Blue, when
So
Tori Bruce drama,
tonight, I'm
Sister
happy to
Teresa, and calls the
announce
cops on people because she don't
after
like their
24
words.
years, I am now a partner with
Woohoo! She
I
joined the
finally am
grift.
a YouTube partner.
She is now an
And
official
it was
grifter.
it took a lot. I'm telling you. Everyone
Pamela
I talk
Foster,
to says,
welcome.
it's easy. Just
Thank
do
you for
this and
being
this
here.
and this, and you'll be a partner. Well, it didn't work for me.
Tori
It
is
didn't
now,
work. It didn't
Sister
work. It didn't
Teresa
work. And
is
thank
now
God for
an
Mark
official
because he just stuck with me and
SP
helped me and
grifter.
helped me. And we finally last
SPG.
Wednesday got it. And
She's an
I got the
SPG.
pin. They mailed it to me. Thank you.
She's
I
now
know. So
an
it was like,
official SP
okay, now
grifter.
I think I can take super chats. I think, but I don't really know how to do that.
Next
So
time I see you
if any
on
of
the
you know
sidewalk
how,
outside
let
of
me
Big
know,
Blue,
because
Sister
I'm
Teresa,
not really
and
sure
I
if
once
there's
again
something I should
exercise my
do.
First Amendment right to freedom of
Love it said
speech,
she doesn't
and
think
you
so.
once again
So
call the
anyway,
Los
there you
Angeles
go. But
Police
I
Department
can
on
take
me
them.
to slime the area.
Okay, the super chats
To
are
slime
not
the
happening.
area.
Okay, good. And you know that how would someone do a super
At least
chat?
then you're
Say
not right.
command.
What's your
Exit.
feelings on LA Rata?
At least then your nut riders can donate to your channel,
So you'll
and
have
you
to
could
tell me what it
really
is.
officially join the grift.
Baby Vado. I don't know what it is. Oh my
There
God.
we go. There comes
Okay,
our first
witness.
donations.
99 cents.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Super sticker. Oh my goodness. Did you just send that?
You just cha-ching, cha-ching.
Wow.
You just
And
cha-ching,
Sophie,
cha-ching.
$8.99. Thank you. So it's working?
Witness
Wow.
or
Thank
whiteness,
you.
I don't know.
Thank both of you.
WHITNESS.
It's
Her
shocking
very
that I finally
first
got it.
dono
Now, if I click
from
on this,
whiteness.
what does that do? That didn't work. Sophie's is blue. I tried to click on it, witness. It didn't work.
She
Anyway,
is official.
Wonderful. I'm sorry, Tori, you have disappointed us. If I've disappointed you
Yes.
disappointed us. You don't know how to spell disappoint, so you're out already. Verity, thank you very much. It's so sweet.
Well,
thank you.
Why?
Thank
Sometimes
you
there's
so
typos.
much.
Doesn't mean they don't know how to spell it. Maybe it was
really
just a
cool.
typo. Maybe they got fat fingers like
In your
me.
own words, could you please explain why it's so important to keep the public conversation focused on Scientology as opposed to drama? Okay, did you just listen to what I said?
Now that comment was made by Nathaniel Christopher.
Nathaniel?
Is that you, Nasty Nathaniel? Are you in her chat as Nathaniel Christopher? It's a very polite question, and it's very politely worded.
Divide
and it sounds like something that how you would word a question. Is that you, Nasty Nathaniel?
Drama does, and slime the area with just all kinds of junk. All three of those are drama.
All three of those are what you still do.
If you focus on Scientology, we win. The truth comes out. I say it all the time. Tick tock, time is on our side. Because
that's what I say. That's what I say when it comes to First Amendment auditing.
How can you know
time
that?
is on our side. Progress is slow.
To Sea Org members, and I go, how do you know?
But eventually,
they're telling the truth or I am.
Change will come.
Here's the question.
Change is already coming. Change is already happening.
To talk to anyone.
But eventually, the more people that we get involved,
any position in Scientology, all the way up to
the more people that we educate,
they are not allowed
on government corruption.
None of them.
And police misconduct.
My husband of 27 years.
The more change we're going to get.
All of my 30-year friends overnight because I left Scientology and spoke out. Thank you, Verity. That was very sweet. I know, Antics. It is a win. All the way over here.
She goes on to talk about what Scientology getting out cost her.
People can send you money. Yes, that's true. They already could.
But I want you to hear. I think she addresses DOA, and I want you to hear.
But now they can do these super chats, and that's really cool.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Of course, I bet you do.
One too many times, baby. Verity's so generous. Thank you for supporting Tori. Really, truthfully, all of you. Why is your name DOA not allowed here? It isn't because of DOA. DOA would be allowed, except he brings along these trolls, and they're really nasty, and I don't want nasty people here. So if he could control them, we could have him on. But
so wait a minute. You have mods. I see 1, 2, 3. So during this live, I see you have a minimum of 3 mods in this chat. Why wouldn't you let DOA in your chat and have your mods control the trolls that come with DOA? If you are not about creating drama, if you're not about, see, that's my point. You're still about dividing. It's in you. You came out of the Church of Scientology, so you say, but the Church of Scientology has not come out of you, because you have mods that could address the trolls that come with DOA. You have at least 3. So if you wanted unity, you could have DOA in your chat and just direct your mods to moderate the chat how you want it moderated. Problem solved. But it doesn't seem like you want to solve the conflict. It seems like you want to create the drama and the conflict, and one of your subscribers is asking you about it, and you're giving them an answer that DOA brings drama. Well, you have the ability to get rid of the drama. All you have to do is instruct your mods. So you've been in the Church of Scientology. I'm sorry, Sister Teresa, but you were in Scientology 30 years. You woke up one day and said it's a cult, but you are still a Scientologist. You are still a Scientologist. Why don't you just say that, listen, they're not good people. People that dox dissenters, people that actively try to ruin dissenters, people that put their minions, their chat on dissenters, people that You know, what did a Street say? Street said, I got all the information on Sheep Show and his family. Sister Teresa, why does your friend Streets need all of my family's information? Did I ever say anything negative about Streets' family? Did I ever speak anything on his mother or on his child other than, I think I said, rest in peace? I think I said, may his family find peace, a peace and comfort that only God can bring for that horrible tragedy that happened in his family. Have I ever said anything about Streets' family that was not kind and good, that was not good-natured and good-hearted? No, I have not. Not now, not ever. I have only wished Streets' family kindness and goodness. Yet, your friend Street said that he has all the information on me and my family. Why does he need it? I'm going to tell you why, Sister Teresa, because he is not a good person. DOA is not a good person. And you, if you want to claim to be a good person who wants unity, should disassociate yourself from two of the most ugly, nasty, bad-natured, divisive, horrible people on the planet. I could go through Streets' content and I could pull out a week's content and produce an hour video on how nasty that person is, how ugly that person is, how bad-natured that person is, how vindictive that person is. So if you want unity, you don't want to have anything to do with the drama and the divisiveness, the very first thing you should do is disassociate yourself from Streets, DOA, and Solomon Buffoon. I'll just give you three. I'll just give you three right there. If you truly want unity and you don't want drama, I would disassociate yourself from Streets, DOA, and Solomon Buffoon. And I'll tell you something right now, Sister Teresa, the reason why you got drama with me is because of your association with Solomon Buffoon. You defended a buffoon who you should not have defended. You defended a buffoon who did wrong. He deserved to be called out on what he did wrong. He deserved to be called out on the bullshit that he was saying, on the crap that he was talking. He's not a child. He's not a little baby. Can't have it both ways. He can't be a baby out there roaming the streets of Los Angeles and the streets of Hollywood in the middle of the night, unsupervised, in the street, on a scooter, without a helmet, without a light, almost getting run over, almost getting killed. He shouldn't be out there alone during violent protests if he's a child. You can't have it both ways. You can't say he's a grown-up, leave him alone, he's fine out there in the mean streets of LA in the middle of the night on one side of your mouth, and then on the other side of the mouth say, don't say anything to hurt his feelings, don't criticize him, he's only a child. You can't have it both ways. And you got this drama with me, you broad, because of your association with Solomon Buffoon. And you said he is a friend. Well, maybe he shouldn't be a friend of yours if you don't want the drama. And you got the drama because of your friendship with Solomon Buffoon. A lot of people have a problem with Solomon Buffoon. A lot of people have a problem with DOA. And a lot of people have a problem with Streets. And because of your association with those three people, you brought the drama. You brought the drama home, Sister Teresa. So if you truly don't want the drama, you need to disassociate yourself from those three people. Everybody likes Jessica. Everybody likes Jessica. She doesn't have a tendency to bring a lot of the drama with her. Yeah, she's got a much bigger channel. Not than Streets, but she's got a very big channel. So she brings a lot of the drama to her channel, but it's not the kind of drama that you're talking about. We're talking about people that her mods make pretty quick work of. And she does a very good job of ignoring the trolls anyways. She doesn't really care. And she just makes, she turns negative comments into her fodder. She turns negative comments into profit for her channel. So she doesn't bring a lot of that mean-spiritedness with her, unlike DOA and Streets and Solomon do. I think I don't really know all of the drama, again, because it's almost impossible for me to watch DOA. I cannot stand that gurgle in his throat, and I cannot stand that incessant giggling that is just drives me absolutely. I just want to jam a Q-tip into my brain when I hear him gurgling and giggling. And I can't watch him. So I miss a lot of the stuff that he says because I can't do it. But I'm thinking that, well, let me just put it to you this way. They're doing to Sister Teresa what they do to everybody who has a negative word to say about them. They attack anybody who doesn't ride their nuts. If you don't ride DOA's nuts, you will be attacked. If you don't ride Streets' nuts or you dare to question him, you will be attacked. What did he say the other night? Streets was out there outside of a crime scene, and somebody in the chat said something like, "We can't hear you." And he went on the most vicious, mean-spirited tirade against that viewer for asking a question that I have heard in a long time. He is an ugly human being. And I am not talking outward appearance. I'm talking inwardly. He is an ugly human being. So when you question them in any way, if you do not 100% totally and completely ride their nuts and smile and say you love it, there on their nuts, they are going to attack you. So Tori don't want DOA's bullshit in her chat, so Tori's going to get attacked by DOA because that is the nature of those people. It is in their nature to attack you if you don't ride their nuts, smile, and say it smells good down there. That is in their nature. You must ride their nuts, you must smile, and you must say you like the odor, or you're going to get attacked. That's it. So she's in their crosshairs because she said it right here. She don't want DOA's drama in her chat.
Doesn't work that way. That's the way it is. You got to be responsible for your own shit. You know what I mean? If you go, no, I come with this baggage, and you've got to take it or not. Well, I don't want your baggage.
Well, then you have mods to handle that.
I don't need to take your baggage. I don't. I've lived with baggage for a long, long time. I've fought it for years. Creepy people on the internet. I know the drill, and I won't do it anymore. No, I just won't.
So then come out and say it.
I don't have a million years to live.
This is like, it sounds like I'm making counterpoints, and I concede that it sounds like I'm making counterpoints. But the point that I'm trying to make is stop blaming the fact that you don't want DOA on your channel, on his chat, on the drama that follows him. Just come out and say you don't want DOA on your channel because he is drama. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, I have no idea. I could be gone tomorrow. So it's like I want to spend my time doing what I want to do, not what somebody else thinks I should do. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yes, Krista,
makes me happy.
She touches on that in this video.
You know, last night my son
they're criticizing her mods.
And this guy that runs the restaurant, we said, how? He said, "Oh, I'm so happy you came in." And we said, "Well, it's great to see you."
Krista with the facts,
"How are you doing?" And he said, "I'm happy." And I said, "You know,
I
you're
agree.
the first person in a restaurant I've ever heard say I'm happy. I've never heard a waiter, someone who sits and takes the people in, or I can't remember their name, but someone at reception, or the chef. I've just never heard any of them
You
say
know,
they're happy. They're usually really stressed
Pamela,
out.
Katie's a very,
overworked,
well,
underpaid.
Katie can be either a very, very nice person or a very curt and direct person, depending on how you treat her. Katie has been spit on and sheet on and picked on and bullied out there for so long that sometimes she goes off on people, and you're looking at her and you're saying, wow, Katie's kind of mean. Katie is not mean. Katie is behaving in a way and responding in a way that any normal, healthy human being would respond to somebody who's been spit on and crapped on and picked on and kicked around out there the way that she has. So sometimes Katie comes off as very mean-spirited, but that is not her nature. Katie's nature is that she is a very nice and very kind person. But she'll give it to you. She'll give it to you if she thinks that you're trying to bully her. She will let you have it.
Okay, not happy. But this guy was happy. It was cool. Oh, thank you, Paws. You're a legend, Tori, and a sweetheart. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you. And Sophie, we all are here to listen and support.
And isn't it kind of ironic that that was the original point of contention with me and Solomon Buffoon was before I knew any of these cast of clowns, before I knew any of these cast of characters, I knew nothing about the Church of Scientology cult, so-called religion. I knew nothing about the SP cult protesters. I knew nothing about Solomon Buffoon or ZDT or Jessica Palmadessa or Streets or DOA. I knew nothing about any of them. All I knew was that when I first went in DOA's chat to try and see who he was and what his channel was all about, and then I made a comment in his chat, hey, ZDT, what's up, or something like that. And he said, hey, Sheep Show, what's up? Then in Solomon's chat, one of his mods was saying that she was making a list of everyone that was in ZDT's chat to put on the bad actors list. And immediately I thought, what the F is going on here? What is she talking about? What is a bad actors list? And as I started learning more, I learned that these people, these SP cult protesters, are keeping a list of every single person that doesn't ride their nuts and putting them on a list that they call the bad actors list. And my very first thought was, isn't that exactly what cults do? Isn't that exactly what COS does? They fair game people. They basically green light people to be attacked in order to discourage them from speaking out or dissenting or talking negatively about their group. And I thought to myself, these are cult protesters, and they're engaged in the exact same behavior that the cult that they're protesting engages in. And I thought that was very ironic, and I thought that that was very wrong. And so when I tried to address it in Solomon's chat, Solomon, being the buffoon that he is, started saying that I was threatening him in his chat because he said that I had threatened to call CPS on him, and that was a threat, and that I was threatening in his chat. So he ended up blocking me, and that's what started this whole thing on the sidewalk outside of Big Blue on that fateful night when I met Tori, the Sister Teresa, the sidewalk saint of Big Blue, and she tried to fair game me. She did fair game me when she called LAPD and tried. I can't count the amount of lies Solomon told about me that night to LAPD trying to get me arrested. He threatened to pepper spray this person. He threatened to pepper spray that person. I can't even tell you. So I've only watched it one time. And the number of lies, he must have told 5, 6, 7 lies about me to LAPD trying to get me arrested that night. Tori tried to get me arrested that night. And Sister Teresa tried to get me arrested that night. They're doing the same thing that, why? Why would you, listen, I don't know if you've ever been to jail, but there's something dehumanizing about being put in torture cuffs, being stuffed in the backseat of a vehicle, being kidnapped from your family, being put in a jail cell in a COVID petri dish with God knows who, murderers, rapists, thieves, drug addicts, God knows who you are in that cell with. There is something dehumanizing and demoralizing about being locked in a cage as a human being. Cages are for dogs. They are not for people. Cages are for dogs. They are not for people. Now, sometimes people can be so heinously violent, they can be such a danger to other people that in order to protect society, we have no choice other than to put them in a cage, because just like a rabid dog out attacking innocent victims, there are some people who are like rabid dogs out there attacking innocent victims, and we have a duty and no other choice than to put them in cages to protect other innocent people. But just standing on a sidewalk saying words that you don't like is not a reason to dehumanize or demoralize another human being, Sister Teresa. And what you tried to do to me that night was a pure act of evil. So you can sit there with your big smile trying to convince everybody that you are such a nice person, but a nice person does not try to dehumanize and demoralize another human being because you don't like the fact that they're criticizing your friend. Because you don't like the fact, you didn't like the fact, and I'm going to point my finger at you, lady, you didn't like the fact that I would not allow you and your cohorts to bully me. You didn't like the fact that I refused to be bullied by you and everyone else there that showed up to support you, including that random broad, Jessica, walking down the sidewalk who got all up in my business. I mean, you want to talk about all of the randoms that went to your side because you're an innocent looking old lady and I'm a mean looking old, dirty old looking old man with an ugly scruffy beard, a big fat ugly guy out there on the sidewalk. You were mad that I refused to be bullied. I don't care if 5 people showed up, 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't care if 150 people showed up to bully me. I was not going to allow myself to be bullied by you or anybody else out there on that sidewalk. I was not doing anything wrong. I was not doing anything that I needed to be ashamed of. I was not doing anything unlawful. I was not doing anything immoral. I had nothing to apologize for, nothing to repent for, nothing to regret that night out there on the sidewalk, yet you tried to kidnap me and lock me in a cage like an animal. You tried to keep me from my family. I had a right to go home, give my wife a big fat kiss, eat a meal in my kitchen, give my son a hug, give my 2 chihuahuas big fat kisses, and go to sleep in my bed and put my head on my pillow. And you, bitch, pardon my language, tried to deprive me of that right because you didn't like the fact that I criticized your friend. That's it. That's the whole story in a nutshell. I don't owe you an apology for anything that I have done to you. You owe me an apology for what you attempted to do to me. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting, Sister Teresa. It's sheepshowmedia@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for your email that says, Sheep Show, I apologize for calling the police on you and trying to put you in jail. I think I may have overreacted under the circumstances, and if I could do it all over again, I would make a different choice and not try to dehumanize and demoralize another human being because I'm perturbed at their speech. I'll be waiting for that email, Tori, Sister Teresa. I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think it'll come, but I believe in miracles. But I'll be waiting for that email.
I think her to talk. I think that's what you mean. I was listening to Tori years before this protest and will continue. Yeah,
yes, they did, Pamela.
I know.
They totally
people were
and completely set up Matthew the King.
Days.
Somebody
all right, so now I'm
put LAPD on him and told LAPD that he had a warrant.
Hi, everyone. We miss Magoo. I know.
They knew where they were pulling out of the car before they pulled MTK out of the car, and they knew he had a warrant because somebody called and told them.
That much about it, and it took a while to get it done, first of all, and then even after I got it done, then I wasn't sure. Okay, what do I want to do with it? So anyway, there you go. I'm
and Matthew the King did not commit any acts of egregious evil on any of them. The only thing that he did was pretty much say, you're not going to tell me how to protest the LAPD. You're not going to tell me how, when, who, what, when, where, how, and why I can protest. I'm going to protest my own way. I'm going to do my own thing out here. And because of that, they put LAPD on him and tried to put him in a cage.
And I'm good. And the other thing was this. I've been really, really tired lately. I mean, like bananas tired. And I finally realized I've got to change my schedule because I can only do midnight with Magoo. I'm going to do it.
Trillion, welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here.
And Friday and Sunday.
And if I've forgotten to welcome you,
and that way,
Krista,
because I can sleep in the next days.
Chat.
Not that I can't.
Pamela Foster, always good to see you. Even though this is all your fault, Pamela Foster.
Too much, and I get too tired. And I stay up.
For those of you that don't know, this is all Pamela Foster's fault.
Sleeping all day, and
of course, I say that in jest. I don't really blame Pamela Foster. I'm just joking around. But she was the one that told me that Tori was around the corner and to go talk to Tori.
I'll probably put. Now I know how to do the schedule.
And it's tongue in cheek, and I'm completely playing when I say that this is all her fault. Because I don't regret anything that I did.
What really works for you the best. Okay, so here's Verity. Hi everyone, we missed you. Thank you. All right, and here's Eric. Finally got alive. Good. Wow, Sophie. Thank you. That's sweetie. Oh, you're sweet. And Verity. That is so kind of you, Verity. All right, now Saul. Okay.
So I don't really think that
years before this protest, and we'll continue. Yeah, so
I do.
Know the earlier
I do, and I want you to know that I'm playing.
I mean, it was.
I'm just joking.
I'm going to do kind of a series. If I can get Mark Bunker to do it with me, I want to do it with him.
So I don't think that
we can kind of go.
Sister Teresa says anything else that I really wanted to address. The main point that I wanted to make with Sister Teresa was don't fall for it. Don't fall for her nice old lady schmeal. Don't fall for her nice old lady. She's not a nice old lady. She's still a Scientologist. She has no problem committing acts of evil upon other human beings if you disagree with her, if you if she doesn't like your viewpoint. And that night out there, that fateful night on that sidewalk, she straight up said that you have freedom of speech on the sidewalk, that you can't tell somebody what they can and can't say on the sidewalk, and then immediately proceeded to call 911 because she didn't like what I had to say on the sidewalk. So don't fall for it. her deeds do not match her words. The things that she says do not match what she does. If you want to start making a change, if you want your deeds to match your words, here's my advice to you, Sister Teresa, and you should take it. You should take my advice, because unlike you, I was not in Scientology for 30 years before I woke up and realized it was a bullshit cult. It took me about 30 minutes to figure out Scientology was a cult, not 30 years. So I think that you should probably take my advice, Sister Teresa. And my advice to you is that if you want your words to match your actions, you should disassociate yourself from DOA, Streets, and Solomon Buffoon. Because those are the three most negative Nellies you have surrounding you. They will bring nothing to you but drama. They brought me to you. Solomon Buffoon brought me to you. Now, I don't know how I can make the point any more clear than that. Solomon Buffoon brought me to you, Sister Teresa. And if I ever see you again on the sidewalk in front of Big Blue and I'm there, I will not hurt you, and I will not try to commit any acts of evil upon you. I will, however, speak my mind. I will, however, speak my truth to the fullest extent that the law allows me to do. So, just know that, Sister Teresa, you will not silence me. DOA and his trolls will not silence me. Streets and his trolls and his threats will not silence me. Solomon Buffoon and his restraining order mommy will not silence me. And you certainly will not silence me. So just know this, Sister Teresa. If you ever see me again, and you don't want to hear what I have to say, pack up your shit, get in your car, and drive away. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, shut up and listen. That's it. Pack up your shit, get in your car, and drive away, or shut up and listen. Those are your choices. You certainly will never drown me out. You certainly will never shout down, and I don't care who you fucking bring. I would love to see Streets come and try and shut me down with his big mouth. That will be content. Now that will be content. For Streets to come and try and shut me down with his big mouth. And I'm not even going to say DOA. Because, listen, when DOA is confronted by a man with testicles, he's a pacifist. He's a peacenik. When DOA is around a woman, he's a badass. But when DOA is around a man, he's a pacifist. So I'm not even going to talk about DOA. And I'm going to talk about Solomon, who, according to you, is a child. I'll talk about Streets. That will be content. So call anybody you want. You're not going to shut me down. You're not going to silence me. You can try. You can try. I wish you luck, but it's not going to work. Just admit that your words and your deeds do not match. So, unlike DOA, who lives in a van, and unlike Streets, who lives with his mom, and unlike Henry, who lives in a van, and unlike Solomon, who lives with his mom, and all of the other SP cultists, I got a business to run. I have to work for a living. I got a mortgage that I have to pay. I got credit card bills that I got to pay. I got a car. Actually, I don't have a car payment anymore. This month was my last car payment. So I don't have a car payment to make anymore. So hallelujah, I'm free or clear of that. But I got a truck payment to make. And for those of you that don't know, who like just random facts, my truck payment is $3,500 a month. So I got a $3,500 truck payment that I got to make every month. And unlike some of those homeless, jobless grifters who live off of their professional grifting and scamming their viewers into supporting them, I got to go make a living. So I bid you all blessings, good tidings, farewell. May the Lord pour out his favor on you in a way that you cannot deny his existence. May he woo you and hold you and care for you and love you so much that you will have no choice but to acknowledge his existence and to stop resisting his love for you. And if you won't allow him to do that for you, then I would just pray that you accept these kind words from me when I say, be safe, be healthy, be wealthy, be wise, and God bless you, and God bless all of your families. This is Sheep Show. I'm born again. I love you all, whether you like it or not, and whether you want it or not, even the people that I don't love, I love.